This is quality content. Dude is my age. Marcus is my age, and he's got like 50 years of fucking experience.
Put her both the fuck out of her chest.
Louis Armstrong was the midwife that helped birth ska from the cloaca of punk.
You guys heard it here first at LTN Media. There's packs of wild stray dogs that control most of the major cities. Anytime you just hear, almost the lava. It's like, oh shit, it's about to go down.
Baba is you. Baba is me. Baba is all of us. All hail Baba Yaga.
No Baba Yaga. No Baba Yaga.
All hail Baba Yaga.
Anywho, hello everyone and welcome to Less Than Normal. I am Chris. Joined with me, as always, are my two favorite people, Bree and Dave. This show is where we believe in Joe Hendry. You say his name and he'll appear. So that means Joe Hendry, you got to come on the show.
Who the fuck is that?
He's a pro wrestler. So his whole gimmick is if you say his name, he has to show up. His theme song is #1 on the UK pop charts. So he's clearly doing
like
something right.
Beetlejuice.
Hey, don't say it again. You don't fuck with that sort of magic.
I want to fuck that sort of.
Hang on.
I mean,
I know. I'm kind of down for that. We did not have a show last week because Dave kind of had a real bad fucking storm ripping through his town.
Ripping through my town, the neighborhood trees, part of my fence. It relocated part of my fence, by the way.
I would just say you were showing us some pictures of your neighborhood. I was like, oh my God.
And not nearly or anywhere as bad. I had no Wi-Fi, but Dave's was definitely worse.
And the funny part was that morning I had also lost power. So
I had no power for 49 hours and 13 minutes.
You kept the count?
That's the most Dave thing ever.
There was nothing else to do! Especially after the battery in my Switch died.
It was like,
what did y'all do before technology? Just go do that.
We were outside.
Bree, I am a 38-year-old man. I am not going to go play cops and robbers with the neighborhood children.
No.
That would be... Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't do what we used to do.
Go read a book.
I also used to randomly blow things. Like I said on Zach's stream last night, I spent puberty learning chemistry and metallurgy.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what that word was. Because I read it like, did he mean meteorology? No? Okay.
No, metallurgy. Alloys and how
metal.
to work metal and shit. Yeah.
And shit. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, my brother was into meteorology. He wanted to be a storm chaser.
I mean, you do live in the Midwest, and there is no better place to be a storm chaser.
See, but I don't see the reason to chase them. They come to you.
They already come directly to you. You don't have to go too far. If you just
it's not delivery. It's Mother Nature.
Yeah. Eventually, just sitting in your living room, one's just gonna fucking drop in your lap. You're like, oh, cool.
Like a week ago today, before the show started, I'm like, hey guys, I lost power, but it just came back, so it should be. And then I lost power again, and then it came back, and then I didn't even have time to try to boot my computer up, and I lost power again, and then it was it gone.
It was just gone, and we're like, yeah. So But it did work out. I did end up getting to spend a little time live on Air Miles and Motorsports, which you guys can hear. Right now, you can hear my beautiful voice over there at 959watd.com. They're good people. I just wish they had a live chat so we could tell everyone to say hi. Yeah.
See, you want to know another thing that I did?
What did you do?
I wrote a script for a thing that I'm still workshopping and started practicing a voice for voiceovers for super secret craft stuff.
Ooh.
Into a merciless inferno, scorching your flesh. I was there. I watched as that celestial beacon unleashed its final cataclysmic fury, drowning you in blinding light, searing agony, and irrevocable change. Yes, I was there. Would I lie to you? You slept in
My man trying to channel his inner corpse husband.
It is so easy for me to do that voice.
Voices.
What'd you say?
No, I said speaking of deep motherfucking voices, do you out here just channeling your inner corpse husband?
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah. That's just a voice I can do. And honestly, it's so much lower effort than the Mickey voice.
Yeah.
But it's getting into the right rhythm with it is the hard thing. Oh boy. It's easy to slip into Mickey. I've had more practice.
Well, it's just like I accidentally slip into a Russian accent all the time for no reason. Thanks, Ivan, who has now made
I
his
accidentally
way
slip
over
into Zach's mom. It happens. Love you, Zach.
Shout out, Zach.
Anyway, because I was waiting for Chris to do his. How was y'all's week? So before I told I wanted
go tell us yours.
So it wasn't this past weekend because we didn't stream last week, but 2 weekends ago, I did something very, very exciting.
What'd you do?
Got to finally, after 5 fucking years, meet up with our good friends Angel and Noob in person, and we went to a convention. It's not a comic convention. It's just kind of an all fandom kind of convention. And I'm not going to go too far into the story. If anybody wants to hear how it went, our good friend Show Me a Noob will be posting vlogs at some point detailing. But I did want to show off 2 things that I got.
Oh, God.
Chris has already seen these things. So I'll start with the less funny one.
I judge you so hard for one of them.
So I had one goal the entire trip was I was going to meet Matthew Lillard. I was going to hug that man. I was going to get in his personal space and never leave. That did not happen because unfortunately they oversold tickets. There was too many people. They didn't have enough space to give him like a line. So the only people that they were letting into the line were VIPs and people who prepaid for prepaid for autographs. So I was kind of sad because I was trying for 3 days to get over there. Couldn't get over there. So wonderful, amazing, great man Noob bought me an autograph of the second Yellow Ranger from Power Rangers, she was the most caring, sweet, amazing woman, Karen Ashley, who played Aisha, and I love this thing so very much.
Didn't the first Yellow Ranger die like last year?
No, she died in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the green Power Ranger died like 2 years ago.
Yeah, Jason David Frank died recently.
Gotcha.
So I did not, like I said, did not get to meet the wonderful Matthew Lillard. But
oh no.
I did buy a thing. This is the Lillo.
Guys, that's our stream. Thanks for coming out. I'm probably going to go live again with Hitman. We'll see you later.
The back of it says, I'm here when you're feeling a little woozy. But yeah, I bought the Lilo and I love it, and I don't care that Chris judges me for it. It's the funniest thing I ever fucking bought. The dude I bought it from said that it was his bestseller. That
couldn't imagine why.
That so many people were buying it and going to Matthew Lillard and getting him to sign it that he left his table, hunted this dude down to find out why, took a picture with him, and either the dude gifted him one or he bought one. Because we saw a TikTok where he's walking in the background and he has one in his hand.
Of course he does, because that man would sleep on a pillow of his own face.
I would too. I do.
So I also judge you super hard on your now kind of unhealthy obsession with Matthew Lillard.
Kind of?
It's not new.
No, but like it is now progressing to like where I'm like, homie, he is old enough to be your father. He is old enough to be my father.
He's almost old enough to be my father.
Yeah.
Because
I am old enough to be your father.
He is a year younger than my father.
Yeah, but Dave, you would have been young.
Not that young. You realize I have a daughter who's only a fistful of years younger than her, and I was 21 when she was born.
Yeah, but Bree's also like going to be 24.
Oh, I thought you were getting ready to turn 23. And I'm like, that's 5 years. So I would have been 16. Okay.
Dave,
so I would have been 15. So yeah.
That would
I am biologically old enough to be your father.
Yeah, that would have been a teen mom situation.
But yeah, so it was a lot of fun. I loved hanging out with them too. I thought they were going to kidnap me because I fell asleep in the car on the way back, and I was surprised when I opened my eyes and I was home.
You should have let them.
They tried. They were very close.
So you mentioned Teen Mom, and it bears bringing up. I knew one of the gals from Teen Mom. I won't say which one.
That's not surprising. You just happen to know like so many random people. Yeah. That's not surprising.
She was a friend of mine's neighbor.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so as long as you had fun at your little nerd gathering.
Hey, nerd gatherings are great.
I am actually a little jealous because you guys got to talk to Matt Riddle, who's a pro wrestler, former UFC fighter.
I did.
Yeah. And I'm like a little jealous.
Because it was after, because I had gone, because anytime I would go over to the line, they'd be like, hey, his line's at capacity, come back at this time. I'd go back at that time. They'd be like, still at capacity. Because even though they're saying it's at capacity, they're still letting people with pre-ordered autographs in the line. So the line's not getting any shorter.
Right.
So one time I was really disappointed. I guess I looked very sad. So I'm walking away from the line. Matt Riddle sees me, stops me, and calls me beautiful, and is like, "What? Why do you look so down?" And I explained to him, and at first he was like, because this was on Sunday, and which was the last day of the convention, and he was like, "Well, Matthew has said that he's not leaving until he meets every single person that wants to meet him. Like, if they have not gotten to meet him yet this weekend, he is not leaving until they do." Unfortunately, the poor man had been there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for 10 to 12 hours a day, because Saturday night, apparently, he was there until 10 o'clock at night. Meanwhile, everybody else started packing up at like 3 o'clock. And he just, unfortunately, he started feeling under the weather. He got sick. One of his celebrity handlers came and told me that he was going to finish out his line, get through all the pre-ordered autographs, take his last photo op, and then he was going to go back to the hotel because he was just...
Oh yeah, and Matthew Lillard's a good dude, so like he's not going to be that kind of person to dip out if he's, there's no reason. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
but
I'm not sick, but I'm not well.
But yeah,
and then William Shatner was there.
Dude, I don't give a shit who's there. I'm meeting Shatner. Like, come on.
No.
I'm in, bro. The Shatman,
Linda Hamilton,
who's in his 90s.
Marissa Tomei was there. Who else?
Oh, see,
I would have met
Marissa Tomei.
Who still
I'll be
looks
your
good.
Uncle Ben.
Oh
They had the entire Daredevil, not the entire, but they had John Bernthal, Charlie Cox, and Deborah Ann Wall there.
Yep.
Jamie Kennedy was
okay.
there. He was hilarious.
So you want to know?
Jamie Kennedy, bro.
Wait, Jamie Kennedy was there?
I would have been like, dude, I love Malibu's Most Wanted. That movie is so fucking funny.
No, the temptation, and I should have done it. Was
is this your bush?
Because his
Are
line
you king
was
of the forest?
because they had him in between Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard, and his line was not very long all 3 days. I should have took this fucking movie and got him to sign it.
But that's so a bad movie.
It is a bad movie,
but it's hilarious. It would have been hilarious making him sign this shit.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
I would, okay, if I was going to have Jamie Kennedy sign anything, you know what I would have him sign? Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
Yeah.
Because then, no. Because then I could have an object that I could attempt to get Jamie Kennedy, Neil Patrick Harris,
Cal Penn,
and
oh my god, I know his name. Holy shit.
Henry Lee? No, that's MXR.
No, that's yeah. John Cho, Jesus Christ.
John Cho, thank you.
I knew his name.
Then I'd have an object that I could get all of their signatures on.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, if I were to ever get Will Smith's autograph, I'd get it on a copy of Enemy of the State, because then I could get Gene Hackman and Jack Black on the same object.
Is Gene Hackman still alive?
I don't know. Schrodinger's celebrity. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
No, he is still alive. He's 94. Good for him, though.
Alternatively, if I were going to get Bruce Willis's autograph, I want to say The Jackal because Jack Black is in that too, but it has to be Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
Because then you can get Uma Thurman, Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson,
John Travolta,
John Travolta. Who? Oh, yeah. Didn't he die?
No, he's still alive. He does the
other guy
commercials.
Died. Yeah.
You're thinking of Michael Clark Duncan.
Yes.
The other bald black guy.
The other giant fucking black dude.
Walking here.
I love The Green Mile.
Oh, see, my favorite thing he was in, I liked him as the Kingpin in the bad Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck.
Mm-hmm.
He was the best part of that movie, in my opinion.
He was great.
But my favorite role of his was his character in fucking Armageddon.
Oh my god, yes. Because I'm leaving on a jet plane.
I don't know when I'll be back again.
His deep fucking voice in the background.
It was
if I were to ever get Nicolas Cage's autograph, Con Air.
Okay.
Because then I also get Machete. Our man Danny Trejo is in that. Steve Buscemi's in it.
You could also get Steve Buscemi in Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, but I already have a Tarantino movie I'm having signed.
Yeah, but he wasn't in Pulp Fiction.
Right. But he was in Con Air, where I can get John Malkovich and Danny Trejo.
Shout out John Malkovich.
Man, that dude has like legitimate talent.
Oh my god, yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Being John Malkovich?
Yes.
Drugs? The whole movie feels like you dropped acid and then sat down to watch a regular ass movie, and then it was whatever the fuck that movie is.
Believe it or not, my favorite movie that he was in was probably Secretariat, which is an excellent fucking movie.
I don't know. I like him as a villain.
He was good. Oh, well, watch the show Space Force on Netflix. That's another fucking masterpiece by John Malkovich. That show is so fucking funny.
I've seen clips.
It's so fucking good, dude.
And I'm like, I should
Steve
watch that at
Carell.
some point.
Dude, we absolutely need to watch that. Just like we still need to finish Our Flag Means Death.
Our Flag Means Death.
Which is shout out to
that
Taika
cast
Waititi.
was also there.
Were they? Because they're
Who
supposed
was
to be
there?
in the third season.
It wasn't the entire cast. I'm not exactly sure which one. I just
The
remember
cast of
seeing
who?
Our Flag Means Death.
Our Flag Means Death.
Oh.
Yeah, because they're putting out a third season, I think. And dude, because it's Taika Waititi, you guys. Like, who doesn't love Taika Waititi?
His ex-wife?
Fair.
If he has one, I just guessing. Ex-girlfriend, ex-significant other.
Someone
Okay,
doesn't.
I know he's currently married to Rita Ora. I think they're
Yeah,
married.
that I did know.
Good
Shout
job.
out. Yeah, say shout out to Taika Waititi. Speaking of people who have directed Marvel movies, do we want to talk about the top of the box office this week?
Duh, it's Deadpool and Wolverine.
wonder
And I'm going to
what
take a
it
shot
could
at
be.
box office numbers. Because
Okay.
this was their opening weekend, right?
Second. This was their
Second weekend.
Second weekend.
It's
Okay.
so high.
So I'm going to guess somewhere around $450 million.
So in the US alone, in 2 weeks, it has made 421. It made 97 million. Some of that money in which was paid by me because I went to go see it over the weekend.
And me.
Number 2, does anyone guess what number 2 is?
Twisters.
Correct. Third week in the box office, it did 23 million over the weekend, 202 in the US. Number 3, can anyone guess number 3?
Geardesis?
I'm trying to think of movies that are in right now. Long Legs?
No.
Is Despicable Me
Close.
4 still in theaters?
It is. It's on the list. It's not number 3.
Smooth by Rob Thomas and Carlos Santana.
Yes. It is Trap. Opening weekend.
I forgot about that
million.
movie.
My niece went to go see it, and I was like, she said it was good, so I was like, oh, okay. Despicable Me is number 4. Inside Out is number 5. 8 weeks in the it's 6.8 million. Number 6 is interesting. Harold and the Purple Crayon did 6 million in its opening week.
Is that a show about a Marine?
No, it's based on a children's
It's based on a children's book.
Oh.
And it has Zachary Levi.
Yes. Long Legs came in at number 7. Number 10 is actually one that makes me super excited because I saw the preview and I knew it's in select theaters. But Ponyo did $800,000 last weekend. They're re-showing it in select theaters. So that movie grossed a total of 17 million in the US when it was out.
Studio Ghibli movie starring the youngest Jonas and Miley Cyrus's younger sister.
Noah?
Also,
yes.
Yeah.
You could have just said Noah Cyrus.
I didn't know if you would know Noah.
Yeah, but it's so even if I don't know and you know someone's name, use their name because I'm sure she is sick of being referred to as Miley Cyrus's younger sister.
Also, you know who else?
She has a fucking name.
Kate Blanchett, Liam Neeson, Matt Damon.
I didn't know these people were in this movie. I just knew Noah Cyrus and Frankie Jonas.
Are you sure? In Ponyo?
I think so. Is it not them?
Abominable humans.
Oh yeah, nope. Noah Cyrus, Tina Fey, Frankie Jonas.
Yeah, I was like, is it not them?
Betty White.
Oh my god. So I have the official English trailer for this movie up, right?
Yeah.
And
Ponyo
the
was
top
great.
comment is my wife's favorite film. I played the ending for her as she passed.
Jesus. That's dark.
Okay. No. The replies to it are brilliant though. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sure she really loved you. Sorry, gang. Sorry, buddy. Sad face. Yeah.
Wow.
But no, I saw the sorry gang and I'm like, okay. That's getting a thumbs up from me because that's fucking hilarious. Because, homie, this looks like a happy little fun time movie. Don't bring down the fucking mood. That's like walking into Deadpool and Wolverine starting. I have something in common with Deadpool. I have terminal cancer. You just fucking ruined the vibe for everybody, bud. Thanks. You know who else has terminal cancer? Deadpool. His body just won't let him die.
So the plot of Ponyo, for those who don't know, a 5-year-old boy develops a relationship with Ponyo, a young goldfish princess who longs to become a human after falling in love with him.
It's a very cute movie. It sounds kind of dumb, the premise, but it's really a very cute movie.
Yeah, it's a very good movie.
So I have a rule when it comes to Studio Ghibli, and this is why I have never seen a Studio Ghibli movie. Don't read the synopsis.
No.
Because they're all like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, so we do have a couple big movies coming out this weekend.
I only know one.
Well, the biggest one is Borderlands.
And that's the only one I know of.
That comes out August 9th. For those that aren't familiar with the cast is actually
Jamie Lee Curtis looks hot as fuck as Tannis, by the way. I don't care if she's like 90.
Cate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, Edgar Ramirez, Jamie Lee Curtis. Jack Black is in it. Let's see.
As Claptrap.
Yes. Apparently,
look, okay. So I've seen some previews. Yes. I have one issue. It's the issue I've had since the cast list came out.
Is it Kevin Hart?
It's Kevin Hart. Roland is 6.5 feet fucking tall.
Yeah. That's why it's hilarious.
And meant to be taken, but somebody who understands the Borderlands lore. And I don't know what the movie is, but he dies in the game, and then you're gonna disrespect him like that? Tiny Tina's assault on whatever the Bunkers and Badasses DLC for Borderlands 2 is her trying to get through the grieving process. Because she's so fucking heartbroken, Roland dies. She keeps bringing him back in this fucking make-believe world that she made up. Like,
yeah.
Well, you got to do my guy like that. You couldn't have cast someone at least average height.
Well, Michael Clark Duncan is dead. Let's see, what other big black men are there?
Oh, there's plenty. I'm sure we can cast someone.
Other acceptable castings I would take. Ving Rhames.
Winston Duke would be perfect because he's a giant.
Winston Duke.
Whew,
The Rock. The Rock isn't black, but
he's Samoan.
He's Samoan and
he's big and built like Roland. Right?
He's huge. The Rock is bigger now than he was in his popularity in wrestling in the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah.
That's because
I know this because I went back and watched a match
from big.
They're huge. Look at Roman Reigns.
He's every one of that family members. Yeah. Every family member in that group on WWE. They're all big.
All of
them.
Fuck.
Cast Vin Diesel. He needs to do something other than a Fast and the Furious.
Well,
and he's good at action movies. Yeah.
Well, Groot's alive. Bring him back as Groot.
What?
I said Groot's still alive. Bring him back as Groot. I want more Groot.
I'm also down for that. We're going to get more Groot, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
We're not going to get more Groot until Secret Wars, probably.
Right.
We're going to get more Groot. And it's probably going to be so there are like 4 different versions of Groot in the comics. There's the kind of skinny, kind of silly, but like takes things to extremes version that we saw in the first Guardians movie, right?
Right.
And then the big version of him that we see at the end of Guardians 3 in the post-credits scene. Where he's just real wide and just fucking huge.
Yeah.
Lots of people call that Tank Groot.
Right.
And he has anger issues. He's like the Hulk, but an immortal tree.
I love Baby Groot.
The other movie that's coming out this week that actually people are talking about, specifically because Blake Lively is in it. It's called It Ends With Us. It is an adaptation of a Colleen Hoover novel. The fucking press on this was hilarious. Ryan Reynolds was doing. Why are you shaking your head?
We don't talk about Hoover. No.
Okay.
We don't talk about Hoover.
We don't talk about who?
Who is this person?
Colleen Hoover is a author who writes romance books, and I've not read fully, but I've read little snippets, and
that's still not giving me an answer. Anyway, the fucking press for this was hilarious because Ryan Reynolds came in and was interviewing Justin Baldoni, and just it was a whole comedy thing. Ryan's mom came on and interviewed him. It was fucking hilarious. That is, let's see who else has movies coming out. Hunter Schafer's in a movie that's coming out this weekend. It's called Cuckoo.
Oh shit! Damn it! I actually really want to see this one.
I don't know what it is. I've never seen it. But it has some people in it, so. And then we are a week away from Alien Romulus, which looks amazing. Okay, well, Dave, this one isn't for you. This is for those of us that love Alien.
Oh, no. I'm real hit and miss with the Aliens franchise, or the Alien franchise, whichever you want to call it. But I'm still mad at them that we haven't gotten a direct sequel to Alien versus Predator yet that shows what happened to the fucking Abomination.
Well, because there's Alien
I forget that
Predator
that movie happens sometimes.
And then there's Alien versus Predator, Requiem.
Yes.
But yeah.
But nobody goes back and covers the Abomination. Which is an xenomorph predator, I can't remember the name of the race, hybrid.
Yes. This one is directed by Fede Alvarez. I believe Ridley Scott had a lot of writing on it.
And Fede Alvarez did the Evil Dead remake and Don't Breathe, which those are the two good movies he's done. But then he's also done Don't Breathe 2 and a different movie that I can't remember right now that we're
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yup.
That would be it.
It was bad. They should have stopped remaking that movie after the one in the 2000s, because that was a good one.
They should have stopped after, because I like 2. 3 is boring. 4 has Matthew McConaughey and the Illuminati.
Yeah, it got super fucking weird.
Wait, which Illuminati?
Super fucking
the Illuminati. No,
okay.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't think that's in the Marvel universe. Although I wouldn't.
The comics were all published by Marvel.
They didn't make comics.
There are Texas Chainsaw comics. They operate under a different name, but it's in that same universe. Hang on, let me find it. Oh, wait, or was that?
They don't have comics, bro. Oh,
I know
apparently they
Alien
fucking
has
do.
comics, and I
The
thought Texas Chainsaw did.
Leatherface comics.
Thank you. Yeah.
North Star Comics that released 4 issues.
Yeah, but I think North Star was bought by Topps, Avatar Press, Wildstorm. At least one of those is a Marvel company.
Topps owns themselves. Well,
Oh,
just like,
yeah, because they make baseball cards.
Yeah, well, they're like the top baseball card people.
Yeah, depending on who you ask.
Anywho, yeah, we don't have any Jesus movies this year or this week. So, The Well, this seems interesting. A budding art restorer travels to a small Italian village to bring a medieval painting back to its former glory. Little does she know, she is placing her life in danger from an evil curse and a monster born of myth and brutal pain. Is this an Italian horror movie? I'm fucking in.
Foreign horror is crazy.
So hard.
Because like American horror gets scared to kill kids. Like they've started doing it recently, but like American horror doesn't kill kids. Foreign horror will rip their heads off and fling them around.
Whee!
In shot, you will see it.
Like there's one I saw where you see a dog attack a like 6-year-old little girl, has the girl in the dog's mouth, and just starts flinging her around like she weighs nothing.
Yeah, dude. Foreign horror films go so hard. But
Look,
that comes
I'm
out
just gonna say, Captain Boomerang has a huge dick.
I mean, Alien is the only thing really coming out next week, and I mean, not a lot for this month. Blink Twice, which looks really good. The Crow.
I was gonna say, we're 2 weeks away from that.
That movie looks fucking wild.
I do know your song, by the way.
You what?
I was gonna say, I figured everybody kind of knows.
Regardless of which one it is, because at first I thought yours was the one at the bottom of the list, but it's the one at the top, isn't it?
Mine?
Is it?
I'm a lonely boy.
Oh yeah, that's mine.
That's
mine. It's Chris's.
Okay,
yeah.
that's not mine.
Yeah, Bree was not picking a Black Keys song.
Man, the Black Keys are so good. Anyway,
Is it time for me?
You know, I think it is time for you. Give it to me.
All right. I got 3 movie reviews for you this week. The first one, I'm going to give you the review and then I'll tell you what it's for. Hold on. Let me get a... Here's your review. That was your review. That was my review for Deadpool and Wolverine. Continue. We will go more in depth whenever Dave gets a chance to see it. But for now, that's what y'all get. My next review. Where is it? Where'd it go? Where did it? There it is. All right. My next review. We've returned to the world of Mr. Hit or Miss himself, M. Night Shyamalan. A man that I defend a good amount of his movies. Even if they are not good, I will still be like, they're fun enough.
You need to stop.
He needs to stop.
He does need to stop.
Because he has made amazing movies. The Sixth Sense, Signs, Unbreakable. My favorite is Split. I like The Visit. I hate Old, but you know. Then last year we had Knock at the Cabin. A very fine movie that needed a plot twist. Its plot twist is that there is no plot twist. But this week, we will be discussing a movie called Trap, where the premise is a father and teen daughter attend a pop concert where they realize they're at the center of a dark and sinister event. Meaning, and this is in the trailers, this is the setup, this is not the plot twist. The father is the serial killer, and this movie could be very interesting because it's like, okay, well, most horror movies, we are seeing the events through the eyes of the victims. This changes it, and they don't do a reveal. It's just, you know who the killer is. Now you have to spend however much time trying to see him get out of the situation. And it could be interesting if they had actually made the character an extremely smart and brutal and like crafty motherfucker versus instead to make him seem smarter, they made everybody else seem stupid.
Tracks.
It's a very fine movie. I didn't hate watching it. If somebody puts it on, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, no. But it is a movie where, like I said, instead of, trying to make it seem like he's brilliant and like he finds crafty ways to get out of situations, he gets lucky. There are a lot of conveniences. There's one scene that you see in the trailer of him walking through a room of cops. The entire concert is a setup to catch a killer. In most situations, including this one, they have a description of the fucking killer. Everybody in this fucking stadium has been briefed on what the motherfucker looks like. In the trailer, you see him walk through a room of cops, and nobody stops him to be like, excuse me, sir. You fit the fucking description.
What the fuck? That's just lazy writing.
Another scene.
Oh, everything Bree has said is a symptom of lazy writing.
It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, Dave.
Uh-huh. Lazy writing.
Another scene that you also see in the trailer is him push this girl down the steps. This is a concert for a girl who is like Beyonce level, like famous. They say a amount of people that are in this stadium. It's like 30,000. That might be dramatic. I don't remember, but it's like thousands of people. And you're telling me this motherfucker is able to just walk up, push a girl down the stairs, and nobody looks at him like, hey, this girl just fell down the stairs. Your ass is at the top of the stairs. No connection at all.
Yeah, that tracks. 30,000 is also a fairly sized arena.
I would also like to point out the fact that that is something that if you know what you're doing, you 100% can just do. But you have to know what you're doing.
They do not play it like he knows what he is doing.
Right.
He just gets lucky that no one happens to be watching at that exact moment, even though there's hundreds of people around him at that time. It is just because it stars Josh Hartnett, who I have not heard been in a movie since the 90s with The Faculty and Halloween H2O. I know he's probably been in some stuff. I know he's probably been in a bunch of stuff through the 2000s, 2010s. I have not seen those movies. So this, I've heard people say, is his like resurgence into the...
He was in Oppenheimer.
Everybody was in Oppenheimer.
Wasn't he in The Skulls? Was that Josh Hartnett?
No, that was, oh my God. The Skulls was Paul Walker.
No, it was not.
He was in The Skulls.
Yeah, but that's not... If he was, that's not who I'm thinking of.
Joshua Jackson? That's
the one. It's the other Josh.
I was like, no, I've seen The Skulls. Paul Walker is in The Skulls.
Yeah, no, but I was thinking it's I get those two Joshes mixed up.
That's right. He wasn't Penny Dreadful.
Yeah, so he does a very good job when he is being the creepy, fucking serial killer that he is painted to be. But when he's trying to act like a human with emotions, that's not a serial killer, it comes off weird, especially when he's talking to people that are supposed to be tracking down a fucking serial killer. He is literally looking at these people with like red flags pointed at him like, hey, I'm the killer, but nobody looks at him. Nobody is like, you're acting strange. Maybe they just think he's a little weird or off or whatever. It would raise some red flags for most people. But he does do a pretty good job with what he is given. With the way that M. Night directs him, he does a pretty good job. And the final thing I will say about this one, before I move on to my final one, is that I will not reveal what the twist in this movie is. All I will say is at first thought, the twist is just like, okay, whatever. And then you think deeper and you're like, are you fucking serious? This whole thing was stupid.
What did he really not end up being the killer the whole time? Was it his daughter?
Oh, he is the killer. He is the killer. That is not the twist of this movie. He is the killer. There's a different twist that reframes the entire movie as fucking pointless.
You have to tell me after, because I'm going to be honest, I'm probably not going to see this.
I will tell you after, yes.
Here I am
there is
looking through Josh Hartnett's fucking IMDb.
But yeah, there is a post-credit scene that almost made the entire movie worth it, because the post-credit scene had me crying laughing. It was the funniest fucking shit. It's intentional hilarity, so it works.
He was in the Black
And then
Dahlia. That was a decent movie.
My final movie review is going to be for a movie called Infested, which it had its official premiere back in 2023 at a film festival, but it did not get a wide release until this year. It is a spider movie. It's a spider horror movie, and it's played straight. It's not like Arachnophobia. It's not like Eight-Legged Freaks. It's not a comedy. It is played straight. It is disgusting. Them spiders looked too good. I literally was doing scratching the entire time because and it's basically like, if you've ever heard of the movie Wreck or Quarantine, which is the American version of Wreck, it's basically that, but instead of a disease, it's spiders, where it is these people, it's this dude, he buys a spider, he takes it home to his apartment building, the entire building becomes infested with spiders. It's disgusting. There's spiders of all sizes. There's little ones. There's normal sized ones, and then there are the ones that are the size of a fucking coffee table that make me want to scream. It is a French film. So speaking of foreign horror,
and Quarantine is pretty close to Wreck, so yeah. That movie was wild too. Yeah. Quarantine was crazy.
Yeah. So I enjoyed watching it, but the characters are kind of fucking stupid, and some of them are irritating. The main character is a fucking idiot, but he's a lovable idiot. Not himbo exactly, but he's a lovable idiot.
Does he have baby girl energy?
Kind of. Okay. Between baby girl and himbo, right in there.
Okay.
It's just, if you would like to watch it, it is
words?
No. I know those words, but I don't like the word himbo.
Why?
Because if I were to randomly call a woman a bimbo because of how she looked or acted, people would be beating down my front fucking door.
You know what?
Bimbo is a very specific. Nobody is just naturally a bimbo. You have to try very hard to be a bimbo. You have to intentionally be a bimbo. My cousin acts like one. But yeah, so if you would like to and check out Trap, it's in theaters. If you want to check out Deadpool and Wolverine and you somehow have not had the entire movie spoiled for you, please go watch it in theaters. And then
I have had none of it spoiled for me, other than what I may have spoiled for myself in watching the trailers.
But yeah, you are a lucky man, Dave. Most people are not that lucky.
I mean, to be fair, I was without internet half the week last week, or power.
Yeah, you did kind of miss the most of the big shit.
That is the best thing that came out of it. And if you would like to watch Infested, it is on a streaming service called Shudder, which you can get a 7-day free trial, and it is it's a streaming service just for horror.
Well, so speaking of, Bree and I have now since changed, or at least the last week, we changed what we call our Shadow Hunter Sundays, which is we just get together and watch stuff. We did not watch iCarly this week. We actually watched 2 horror movies that I had never seen. We watched The Boogeyman, which came out last year. It was a horror movie. The plot itself is good. The story itself is solid. The problem is they took a movie that was an hour and 20 minutes at most and made it almost 4 hours or like 2 hours. It was very long-winded. It was slow. They could have made that movie shorter, but I enjoyed it. It wasn't a bad movie. The second movie was Renfield.
Get to the fucking monkey.
And Dave, we need to watch Renfield because you would fucking love it. It is a horror comedy that has Nicolas Cage playing Dracula. Nicholas Hoult is in it. Aquafina is in it. It's fucking terrific.
Aquafina is
so
a bottle
funny.
of water, motherfucker. Who are you talking about?
She's an actress. She was in Shang-Chi. She was in
the best friend in Shang-Chi.
Yes.
No, I know who it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't know why you would make your stage name the same name as a bottle of water.
That's a good question. We
Is
should
it a
ask her
stage
because it's
name?
fucking brilliant.
I'm pretty sure
no,
it is.
it
And
is
if
a
it's not
stage
her
name. That's not
parents
her name.
hated her.
Yeah, that's not her name.
Oh,
but
it's
no,
not.
Dave, you
Her
would
name was
fucking love this
Nora.
movie. It's so brilliant. Nicolas Cage again continues to show why I love him so much, and I don't understand why everyone hates him.
Dude, one of my favorite movies, right? Like, if I'm thinking about things from a creativity perspective, is the movie Next.
Next is so good. It's so good.
And it also has Jessica Biel in it.
I was gonna say, shout out Jessica Biel being in that movie.
When did we watch The First Omen?
A few weeks ago. We watched it.
No, it was last week.
It was last week. Yes, we did watch The First Omen as well, which is a prequel to the 1976 movie The Omen. It was good. It was good. The problem is Immaculate came out and it's the same movie but way more fucked up. And
Immaculate
to be fair,
came out 2 weeks before The First Omen.
Yeah, and to be fair, I'd rather watch Sydney Sweeney in the horror movie. But no.
Would you rather watch the ending of Immaculate?
Dude, the ending of Immaculate was so fucking hard. Like, Jesus.
That's leaning into foreign horror. It's not a foreign horror, but it's
really
getting close.
It was about the only thing that they didn't show was what was happening. But you heard everything. It was
Well, it's like
I'll tell you about
the
it
first
after the show,
episode of
Dave.
Black
Holy
Mirror.
fuck.
A guy fucks a pig.
Yes.
Oh,
the
I've
Prime
seen
Minister
that.
of England. Yes, I remember that.
I have seen that. That's the first episode.
They were gonna
That's
because they were gonna
it
kill
goes
his
so
family.
fucking hard.
Yeah.
Because the only episodes I've seen of Black Mirror are that episode, the one with Daniel Kaluuya, and then the one with Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
I've only seen that
Miley Cyrus has been in an episode, I think. A couple episodes, I think.
Yeah, because she's playing like a pop star or a pop star robot or something.
Something like that. But yes, I think now that we're getting closer to October, I mean, Dave doesn't like when I say this, but everyone who likes Halloween says this. But the day
no, they
after
don't, because
July
Halloween is my
4th,
favorite holiday.
Okay, a lot of people like myself who are obsessed with Halloween. The day after July 4th is when we start.
Okay, the holiday. I was like, the holiday or the movie?
It's spooky season already, y'all.
Oh yeah, July 5th starts spooky season because Christmas people start celebrating, like my mother, in February.
And they shouldn't do that either. Christmas doesn't start until at least the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday.
I agree. Because my birthday falls around Thanksgiving. Last year it was on Thanksgiving, and fuck all of the Christmas decorations. Thanksgiving
My
is one of
birthday is
holidays.
9 days after Christmas.
My birthday is Christmas.
I know.
But yeah.
Capricorns untie. Sorry, unite. I'm dyslexic.
I'm dyslexic. Do we still have that shirt on the fucking website? I
never took it down, so probably,
Oh my
since I'm the
God.
only one who manages it.
If if you guys haven't checked out the fucking merch store, you need to. We have some brilliant shit over there.
We have a shirt
lets
that
you
says
know-
"Dyslexics Untie."
It does, and for the longest time, my brain just read it as "Unite." Switching gears to something that for Dave and I think we're excited about, and I know that there are probably some people in chat that are excited about it, but we're a couple weeks away from season 2 of Rings of Power. Well, if you guys followed when the first season came out, Dave and I did a weekly update on it. I loved the first season. I think Dave also felt the same way. Yeah, Dave just cut the fuck out.
Well, she went off camera.
She did. She hid. I just
I'm
say,
back.
Do we want to watch the trailer?
Kinda.
Well, it's posted in the. I posted it for a reason, so we can watch it.
Well,
I missed that one.
I just remembered something after we do Rings of Power for y'all too. There has been updates on something else that I just remembered and I forgot about until this very moment.
Okay, perfect.
Where Chris may be happy that he didn't finish the first season of it. So.
But speaking of finishing the first season, Bree, I need you to watch the first season of Rings of Power so you can be caught up with us for season 2.
Because we will be doing weekly reviews. You know what? It's fine because this is the prequel to all of that. So you don't need to know that much. They explain
and everybody's real fucking hot.
Yes.
The only thing I know is I think Matt Smith is in it. It's one of the doctors I know is in it.
Jake, can you confirm that? Jake is our resident Doctor Who fan.
Is it Matt Smith or David Tennant? I know it's one of those two that are in the show.
I don't think it's not David Tennant.
Then it's probably Matt Smith. Which I didn't know nothing about Doctor Who.
Now, before we watch this, I would like to say I am a huge Lord of the Rings fan.
Same.
I've read the Silmarillion more than once. That being said, this diverges from the stories as written.
Correct.
I think to their credit. And that's all I'll say on it. And now we're going to watch this.
Sauron sees himself as master of all Middle-earth. He seeks to rule it not only through conquest, but by bending the minds of all its peoples to his own. And for that, he needs not armies.
No, he's in House of the Dragon. That's Game of Thrones.
Rings.
Sorry.
In choosing to wear those rings, you have all become his collaborators.
I know you believe this ring is deceiving me, but I believe it is guiding me.
All this may be by his design.
These rings may be how he attains power.
They must be destroyed.
We will discuss the rings once you have answered the question. Who is this man?
He is no man.
Facts.
He's not. He's a Valar. The same type of thing Gandalf is.
Yes.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
A sharer of gifts. Our work begins now.
I have walked across mountains and deserts to help my friend find his destiny. One the fate of the world may depend on.
Is it my task to stop the fire? Is it my task to face Sauron?
To try and cheat death might lead to an even greater catastrophe. Father, take off the ring.
I'm afraid.
He is a Maiar. They're the tier down. The Valar are like Melkor and yada yada yada.
Will you abandon them to their doom? No, what have you done to me? Leave Sauron to me.
Promise me, Elrond. You will not stop until he is destroyed.
Forgiveness takes an age. I need your axe, old friend.
Fight with me. Fight with our friends!
When the darkness falls, there are always some who rise forth and shine. You will give me the nine.
Galadriel's such a badass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, not just Entwise and Tom Bombadil, but
A sharer of gifts.
I'm pretty sure that's the mouth of Sauron.
Yeah, it is.
And I would like to correct my mistake. I don't know if y'all heard me, but yes, I confused House of the Dragon and the Rings of Power. Matt
Yeah.
Smith is in House of the Dragon.
I was gonna say David Tennant is not. David Tennant was in Good Omens. Also plays.
We are still okay. So we have not had it verified yet, but I'm pretty sure this is Gandalf.
Gandalf.
In his fair form, exactly. And this is so his fair form takes place after he spent a couple, I think technically millennia as a werewolf.
Yes.
Because Sauron is a shapeshifter. He just kind of is whatever the fuck he wants to be.
And there's Chris with his nerd pipe.
I have to break out the Gandalf vibe. You have to. Like how
Hello, little hobbit.
Spark my ganja.
Summon the great ganja spirit. We must commune to find the way that we go.
Once we have set up an LTN like home base, you will be able to see Dave and I sitting outside with our pipes.
Smoking ganja.
Most likely, yes. But yeah, no, if I agree with you, Dave. I think the fact that they did kind of make it different from the Silmarillion helped make the show a little more entertaining. Not to say that the Silmarillion's not entertaining, it's just like all Tolkien stuff long.
But it made it entertaining for people who knew the Silmarillion because they're telling the same story from an altered perspective.
Correct.
And like events happen a little differently, etc. But again, as a comic book fan, I don't necessarily dislike that, right? They do that shit in comics all the time.
Yeah. I know, that's what we were thinking. I definitely need to watch the first season before the second one comes out.
Speaking of comics.
Well, I was going to say before you say that, like we did with season 1, and like we did with actually a fair amount of things, we will be doing weekly reviews of each episode. So if you guys want to watch along with us on that and keep up with Rings of Power, that's, we're down for that. We're in. Bree had something, and then we actually do have a bunch of Marvel stuff that we actually should go over.
I wanted to do, since it's kind of the review section, I wanted to do my review. But what did you have, Bree?
Our first official set photos and just behind the scenes, a couple clips and stuff, and I believe a release date has been dropped for The Last of Us Season 2.
Oh.
Fuck yeah.
I can't remember if they released a release date or if they released a release date for the trailer, but there was some kind of date that was thrown around.
I think it's a trailer launch date, because I remember seeing that, and I in my brain I went, that's like a week or whatever. Like, it's not very far out. If I
Yeah.
remember.
Okay, that's probably the trailer release.
So it's probably the trailer.
I just know season 2 drops next year, and I'm very excited and very scared.
Have you you haven't played the games, have you?
I've watched playthroughs of both games multiple times.
Okay, so you already know what happens. Okay.
Yep, and that's why I said I'm scared.
Oh, very, very true. Also, Dave, I'm gonna have to send you a picture of it, but Jake has an entire map of Middle Earth, and it's fucking awesome.
I used to have a hand-drawn with Iron Gall ink vellum map of Middle Earth.
That's sick.
That got destroyed with all my books.
Oh, that's rough.
I paid like $300 for that fucking thing.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, his is framed. It's actually real fucking nice. Jake, take a picture of it and post it in Discord, actually.
I like maps, though. Like, maps are cool to me.
Oh, yeah. His house is a nerd house. It's great. There's Harry Potter shit everywhere. And it's
I do have a relatively short, honest review. So 2 weeks ago, I talked about Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. I still haven't beat the game because I don't want to be over with it yet. But I was gifted yesterday, because someone had a key for it, Gotham Knights, which was not made by Rocksteady. And I feel like it's kind of the game that Rocksteady went, we can do that, but better. Because Gotham Knights has very mixed reviews.
I've heard negative reviews. Cookie, get down.
The first thing I'm going to say about it, I would be having a much better time with the game if I didn't play Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League first. Okay. So I'm taking that into consideration. Like, I took that into consideration when playing it, right? The story is pretty good. But the stories for Batman games in particular, usually are pretty good because they're written by the same people who write for the cartoons as a general rule. And the cartoons are also usually pretty good. The graphics are good. Mechanically, the game is solid. There are a few weird things. The traversal. Now, I have been playing as Red Hood.
I hate the design of Jason Todd in that game. I can't.
Really? Why?
The haircut, the build, I don't know. He looks like a cop.
That's what he looked like in the comics after he came out of the Lazarus Pit and started training with the League of Shadows or the League of Assassins, whatever they were called at that point.
I think it's mainly just the haircut that makes me go, ugh.
I think you dislike his haircut because there's gray in the front.
No, I like gray. I just don't like the
crew cut.
I guess I don't know.
He's got a Fogo look to him from Superbad.
Hang on.
How many Robins can you fit in one story?
How many Robins can I fit in me?
That needs to be clipped. Oh my god. Were they going to do a TV show? Or
so this is who we're talking about.
Let me make, I don't like, because when I looked it up, there was a bunch of different options, and some of the other ones I saw look good. I don't like this.
I do.
It's not that bad.
I think he looks fine.
How old are the characters supposed to be in this story?
So Jason's kind of weird. Being resurrected in the Lazarus Pit kind of fucks you up and ages you in weird ways sometimes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But I would also like to point out that he's probably 27 or 28. Because Tim Drake is a fucking adult. and Jim Gordon has been dead a while. So these guys are all pushing 30.
Because if you look at the image that's right on top of that, or right beside it, I like those.
This one and this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is what his hair looked like in the comics. However,
I like
it
that.
didn't look like that in the comics for very long because that's the same fucking hairstyle Dick Grayson wears.
Yeah.
So they end up looking like the same fucking guy when they're in street clothes. Which is why they changed it to here. Also, of the Robins, not always, but especially since coming out of the Lazarus Pit, Jason Todd has always been depicted as like the biggest built and the most like Batman like frame.
Right.
Because he just went super aggressive. And I love his different costumes.
Okay, in the suit, I love the suit. Jason Todd is my favorite Robin, and then Red Hood. I love the suit. Just out.
And all of their costumes. This is Tim's fucking default costume, and it's so badass. It's like a Kevlar hoodie.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty dope. But yeah, you see why they couldn't with the hair? Because it just would have been too same. So they changed his hair.
The differentiates it.
What?
The gray differentiates it.
And between you and me, this guy looks a lot older than this guy. He's also aged a little bit because half of his face is fucked up. No offense, Two-Face.
Cookie, I would like if you stopped doing that. Thank you.
Here's another look at that gnarly fucking scar where the Joker caved in his skull with a fucking crowbar.
Jesus.
That's how he died. That is what happened.
And confirm this for me. My father told me a while ago that was a fan voted thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So people were complaining that they hated Jason Todd, and so they put it to a vote in a book after he gets kidnapped by the Joker as to whether they should kill him off or keep him, and everybody voted for him to die. Like 80% of the votes were kill the fucker.
Jesus.
But he was always kind of a whiny shit.
Right.
And it created one of the most iconic Batman storylines.
Right. And he comes back and he's a whiny shit still, kind of, but like he's whiny about legitimate things, like no one trusts me because I tried to kill everybody, and you know,
I don't understand this.
So I shot some people. What of it? Yeah. The thing that upsets me most is they could have easily had 5 playable characters and included Damian. Because I would have loved running around Gotham as that little psychopath.
So is everyone in that game a former Robin?
No, Batgirl.
No, so she's probably the only one then.
Babs wasn't ever a Robin. She was always Batgirl.
Batgirl.
But Nightwing, former Robin. Red Hood, former Robin. Tim Drake,
Robin.
current Robin. Though technically in the timeline, Damian should be the current Robin, but they're doing.
Do any of
well, and in the comics, Damian is the current Robin, and what is Tim called now?
Red Robin, I think.
I was going to say, I think Red Robin.
No. Yeah, he's Red Robin. Apparently he's also fucking Batman at some point.
Oh, yeah. No. So Batman skipped over Dick and Jason because of those three Robins. Nobody ever talks about the girl Robin, whose name I can't remember.
Stephanie
Of those
Brown.
three Robins,
Stephanie. I think it's Stephanie.
Stephanie
it is
Brown.
Stephanie something or other.
Robin.
And she stopped being Robin because I think her and Dick started fucking.
Yeah, that's a fair reason to stop.
But and we'll throw Damian in here too. Tim is the only one who thinks like Batman. Tim is the only one who has the ability to plan the way Batman does. So in a lot of stories where Batman dies, Tim picks up the cowl. Because in order to be Batman, you have to think like Batman. That's his superpower, is his ability to plan for crazy shit no one expects.
Yeah.
And then at some point it becomes Terry, what was his last name?
McGinnis.
That's it. Because I almost said Guinness, and I was like, that's not right.
No, it's Terry McGinnis. In 2042, I think, is when Batman Beyond starts.
Yeah.
I know it's the future, because Bruce is old.
Oh yeah, Bruce is like 90 in that. And and the funny thing is, in that future, Tim Drake has been Batman. Tim Drake is Robin. Tim Drake is also the Joker.
Because he gets fucking brainwashed and then a chip put in his head or something to where the Joker gets resurrected.
Yeah, no, it's a wild story.
Old.
For as crazy as it sounds, they do a good job of making it sound plausible, though. But that's one thing I've always loved about the Batman the Animated Series stuff and the stuff based on it, like Batman Beyond, which is essentially a direct sequel to Batman the Animated Series. Well,
I watched
Batman
the
and
shit out of
Robin,
Batman
and then
Beyond, or Batman.
Do what?
Yeah, I said I watched the shit out of Batman Beyond.
Oh, it was so good, dude.
It was.
There was a whole other cartoon that was a spinoff of Batman Beyond called
The Adventures of Batman.
No, Projects, the Zeta Project. That nobody realized was in the same universe, so it only ran a season and got defunded. But like, I need to find and watch that because that sounds cool. Because it talks about shit Cadmus is doing in the future. Cadmus are the people who made Superboy, by the way. But yeah, Gotham Knights is cool. It's not as good as Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. That game is more mechanically sound, but that game is made by Rockstar.
Right.
In their engine that they used to make the Arkham games. So they have the benefit of experience. But Gotham Knights is cool. I love everybody's costumes are good. The voice acting is incredible. Except for Batman, but I think they just took whoever plays Jason and had him also read Batman's lines and then dropped it an octave.
So it's not even Kevin Conroy. Ew.
There are other people who have voiced Batman who have done a good job.
I don't care. Kevin Conroy or nothing.
I agree that Kevin Conroy is the best, just like Mark Hamill is the best Joker.
I think he's the best, period. Like, even over the live action ones. Mark Hamill is my favorite Joker.
See, it's hard for me to have a favorite Joker because there are three of them.
Yes.
Is it Mark, Heath, and
no? There are three different
Joaquin?
types of Joker.
Oh.
No. There are actually three different Jokers in canon in the comics. Batman doesn't figure it out until he sits in a chair that gives him cosmic awareness.
Yeah,
right?
He sits in Dr. Xavier's chair.
Kind of, yeah. But there are three different Jokers. There's the psychopath, who isn't really crazy, but he acts crazy because it's good. That's who Heath Ledger played. There's the mobster, That's who Jack Nicholson played.
Jack Nicholson.
And then there's the actual psychopath, Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Slash the Mark Hamill. Right. Is she dying? Go to the dying corner.
Oh. Did he just scratch you?
He tried to get up on my lap. He dug a nail into my leg and fell, so it dragged it down and it hurt.
He got you.
Oofda.
I'm gonna go get a Band-Aid. I'll be right back.
Go take care of that.
Yes, please.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, no. So like, Gotham Knights is cool. If you get a chance to play it for like nothing or next to nothing, I recommend it. But I wouldn't pay retail for it.
That's fair.
Not unless you're like a huge fan of looking at Batgirl's ass while you run around the city. You know what? I should play as Batgirl. No, you gotta play as Jason Todd. He has guns.
Yeah.
Everybody else throws batarangs. He's just like, fuck that dude, and shoots him in the face.
Red Hood's kind of cool. I'm not a DC guy, but Red Hood's kind of cool.
Red Hood, kind of cool. There are a bunch of like cosmetic options and like transmog options, and there's like you can craft better gear, which I've never not had the materials to craft better gear because you just get given shit for doing shit.
Yeah. Now, Heath is everyone's favorite pretty much, but like I agree with Dave. My favorite would also be Mark Hamill. Like, he did such a great job. I also honestly liked Jack Nicholson a little more than the Heath.
See, and I can't say I liked one better than the other because they're playing 3 different characters.
Yeah. Well, and like,
Jared Leto's Joker was supposed to be a modern take on the mobster, which I think they could have done really well, but then they did it wrong.
I agree. Oh, no, we love
Jake, have you heard my Joker impression?
I don't know if he has.
Because there's... Do you want to know how he got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend. And then there's Mark Hamill. Sure, I'll take on the... That one's always rough to start because it's so high energy. Sure, I'll take on the Batman, but the IRS? No, thank you. They took down Al Capone.
Dave's good with impressions.
Oh boy, this is a squad automatic weapon. It's a mouse-tool that will help us later.
Hearing Dave do the entirety of Heath Ledger's scene as Mickey is the funniest fucking thing. And if there's ever a chance that you guys get to hear it,
scars?
It's brilliant. Just the whole fucking thing. I'm like, okay.
Hannah Moon family. Damn, no one got left behind.
One of my friends growing up, her cousin is the one who did the voice for Stitch.
Nice.
Which is dope. Do we want to switch into all of the spicy Marvel stuff that happened last week that we didn't get to cover?
This is spicy meatball. Yay.
Again, as in Marvel stuff, we will not be getting into Deadpool Wolverine. Please, no spoilers in the chat. I do not think any of you would do that, but just to clarify,
I will ban you.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I will find your IP address, and then I will hunt you down and burn down your home.
Jesus Christ, Dave. Yeah, but no, seriously. No spoilers. You will be banned.
I'm kidding, by the way.
Or at least timed out.
That was for jokes. I'm not a violent person, I swear.
This we will be covering all the San Diego Comic-Con stuff and then a little bit of Daredevil stuff.
Correct.
Daredevil. A little bit of Daredevil
to start,
stuff.
we finally have a release date for the Thunderbolts. April 30th, 2025. We will have
Time out.
that.
Time out.
What?
I need a second. Because you said a release date, but the words I heard out of your mouth were, we finally have a police state. And I went, wait, what? And then you said, for the Thunderbolts. And I'm like, wait, what? And then I went, release date.
Yeah,
Dude, that was a ride. I went on a ride.
You know what? It sounded like you went on a ride, because that's not at all what I said.
Hey, Sin.
Sin. Yes, April 30th, 2025. Who's directing? Do we have Jake Sherrier? Not familiar. What have you directed? Nothing I know.
Let's see if I know.
Is it Sherrier or Shearer?
Schreier?
So not related to Josh then?
No.
Oh, the
he
only
also
thing on
directed
here that I've seen is
Towns.
Paper Towns.
Paper Towns, yeah, because that has Cara Delevingne, right?
Yeah, it's based off of a John Green book back when that was a huge craze in the 2010s.
Who's John Green?
Same.
Fault in Our Stars.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
For those that are not familiar
What's
with
The Fault in Our Stars?
The Fault of Our Stars, it's a book.
And then a movie starring Shailene Woodley.
I was going to say Shailene Woodley's in that.
What's a book?
The thing
Sorry,
you have a
wrong
shit
question.
ton of.
Wrong question. Who's Shailene Woodley?
She was in Divergent. She was in what was that fucking
The Secret Life of the American Teenager.
Yeah, she's been in a bunch of stuff. But yeah, she got popular.
I never watched the Divergent movies.
They were actually decent. They weren't bad.
I heard they were good. The problem is, I hadn't even heard of their existence until the third one was coming out.
Same.
And I'm like, I don't have time for that. I had a job and shit at that time.
For those that are not familiar with the casting that has been released for the Thunderbolts, we will have Bucky, we will have John Walker, U.S. Agent, Yelena Belova, who will be taking over the reins of Black Widow. We have Red Guardian, we have Taskmaster, we have Thunderbolt Ross, aka President Ross, aka Red Hulk. Sentry will be in it,
aka Harrison Ford.
AKA Harrison Ford. We also, it looks like it has been confirmed that Lawrence Fishburne and Rachel Weisz will be reprising their MCU roles.
No.
Why?
Do you remember who Lawrence Fishburne played?
Yes.
Giant Man?
Yep.
Or no. What? Fuck, what was that character's name?
I could have swore it was Giant Man.
Yeah, he is Giant Man, but he's Dr. Bill Foster.
Right. Is that's so lazy.
His name is Giant Man.
Who did Rachel Weisz play?
She plays Melina.
The mom.
She plays the
Oh, that's right. Man, she was so fucking hot in Constantine.
She's still hot.
I mean, but in Constantine,
in The Mummy Returns,
the bathtub scene.
So I will say that The Mummy is the most bisexual movie on the planet.
Between Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz.
The whole cast. That might be the hottest cast of any movie fucking ever. We will watch the first one.
Because I remember I was sending you videos just of the fucking rock at the end of it, like, oh my god, it looks so bad.
The fact that the Rock recovered from The Mummy Returns is
and
the
then they had
biggest
a fucking trilogy. I think after that, The Scorpion.
Yeah, the Scorpion King wasn't bad.
No,
It wasn't as good as the other two, but it wasn't awful. The Rock has done worse movies. Yes, he has done worse movies.
What was he in that was worse than the Scorpion King?
Let me pull up The Rock's IMDb.
I was like, is everything Black Adam?
Yeah, Black
Adam.
Haven't even seen the Scorpion King, and I can tell you Black Adam.
Black Adam was fucking awful. Let's pull up all of his shit. Rampage wasn't that good.
I didn't see.
I wanted to watch Rampage, but then I found out that they didn't have the big monsters destroying the town.
No, well they did, but they didn't.
But not in like the way you want.
Yeah,
because okay, so the Rampage is based on a game that franchise that started in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Very true, Jake.
Correct.
I did love Dr. Fate in that movie.
They had a live action Dr. Fate? Holy shit.
Yeah, it was Pierce Brosnan, who's the best part of that movie.
Doom, he was in Doom, and that movie was terrible.
No. I loved Doom. I thought it was amazing. And Doom is, by all accounts, better than the Scorpion King.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. What was that fucking...
You got Carl Urban and The Rock and a guy who carves crosses into himself whenever he sins. It's wild.
Hercules was not good either. Central Intelligence was a fucking hilarious movie.
Central Intelligence was hilarious.
Journey
Hercules was Kevin Sorbo.
Well, because there's Journey to Mysterious Island, which has him, Vanessa Hudgens, and Josh.
That was good.
That one was good. That was good. The Tooth Fairy, which people shit on, I thought that movie was fun. There's nothing better than watching Julie Andrews screaming at a hockey game. Knock him on his bum! I was like, oh, this is perfect. Julie Andrews is a fucking treasure.
A national treasure even, but not our nation. She's
an international treasure. I was gonna say the fucking Jumanji movies were Fighting with My Family, but that's a wrestling movie made for only fans. Ironically, Florence Pugh stars in that movie.
And has dark hair, and it's weird to see.
Yeah, because she's a
blonde
looks
and like good. But it looks weird.
Have you seen that movie?
I've not, but I've seen the clip of her basically verbally beating down Vince Vaughn.
Oh my god, it was so bad. Yeah, he's had some movies that weren't the best, but again, the fact that he came back from not only the Scorpion King, but the craziness of The Mummy Returns. Also, how did Gridiron Gang only get a 7.1? That movie was phenomenal. Race to Witch Mountain got some low reviews. Planet 51 was a good time. I love that movie.
That movie.
It's so good.
That movie.
The Rock and Justin Long. Come on, how do you beat that?
Oh, I love Justin Long.
Dude, how do you not love Justin Long? He's so good.
What's your favorite movie Justin Long was in?
Dodgeball. Or Jeepers Creepers.
I'm not
waiting.
Listen, just because the director did some fucked up shit doesn't mean I have to revolt against a movie I liked.
I know, it's just...
I'm a Harry Potter fan. I am obsessed with Harry Potter. That doesn't mean I hate trans people like fucking the writer, who I don't like either. But I love Harry Potter.
I'm trying to think of a Justin Long movie that's my favorite, because Tusk was an adventure. Barbarian was really good. Alvin and the Chipmunks I love.
Alvin and the Chipmunks was so bad.
I love that movie.
Yeah, no, my favorite Justin Long movie has to be Waiting.
Oh,
he is also my favorite.
Good.
He is also my favorite. His character is my favorite character in that movie. Monty's great. Monty is Ryan Reynolds. Monty is he's phenomenal in Goosebumps.
He's
that's
so good in Goosebumps.
I love him in Goosebumps.
She who will not be named.
Let's see. He was good in Drag Me to Hell.
He was good in Drag Me to Hell. That's right. He was in an episode of Veronica Mars. Shout out to that show.
Shout out to the Kristen Bell show?
Kristen Bell, yeah, that was a good show. That was a real good show. Funny People he was in, that was decent. Waiting was good. Zack and Miri Make a Porno he was in, that was funny. He was also in he also played George Harrison in the movie Walk Hard.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
I never saw that. I feel slightly better about Will Ferrell than I do Mike Myers.
Yeah, although neither of them were in that movie. Walk Hard is John C. Reilly.
New Girl. See, you say New Girl, and it makes me think of that TV show with Zooey Deschanel. Zooey Deschanel is the superior of the clones. By the way,
of the clones.
Well, yeah, her, Katy Perry, and like 3 other actresses all look basically fucking identical.
You know, Zooey Deschanel has a sister that was on a show called Bones. That was really good.
My mom was
yeah, she was the lead, and her sister played Bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love
What's his
Bones.
name from Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Why can I never fucking remember his name? Yeah,
his name's Angel. His name's Angel.
What is his name?
It's David.
No, his real name's not Angel. Yeah. That's a great show. If you guys have never seen Bones, I highly recommend.
If you haven't seen Bones, Bones is good. They don't take themselves too seriously for a crime drama, which I like. Because, but they have some really good, like, mystery plots. They also have some really bad tech representation. Like, there's one episode where they get a virus from scanning some bones, and that's not how any of that works, but okay.
One of the actresses is in that show is the daughter of a member of ZZ Top, because ZZ Top themselves are in an episode of that show.
Mm-hmm.
I can't fucking remember who it was.
Yeah, no, Bones feels like Criminal Minds, but without constantly feeling like you need to have trigger warnings.
Yes.
Because, you know, in every third episode of Criminal Minds, there's like an essay or, you know, that kind of shit. They usually don't deal with that. They're usually just dealing with murder. So
my favorite of those kinds of shows was NCIS, just regular NCIS. I loved NCIS.
Oh yeah, NCIS was good. CSI was good.
The one that had Ella Cool.
Law and Order is still going.
I can't.
My favorite crime drama, though, has to be Psych.
Psych was good.
I've seen a couple episodes because my best friend loves it.
Hey, you know what?
James Roday, come on the show.
Please.
You know what? You can even bring your luchador mask and a pineapple.
I just realized the only thing we've gone through is the Thunderbolts release date.
I know, I was just going to say, we just wrapped up with the Thunderbolts. Let's make a switch over to the other thing that we got some info for. Is the new Fantastic Four movie, which has an official full name. It is called Fantastic Four: The First Steps.
Fantastic Four and trying not to be shit this time.
We're gonna try again.
There has not been an official trailer, but there is San Diego Comic-Con phone footage, so I'm not going to link or direct you in any direction, but do with that what you will.
Yes, I'm actually excited about a few of the casting in this. Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and Ebon Moss-Bachrach are all your Fantastic Four. Paul Walter Hauser, Ralph Ineson, John Malkovich is supposed to be in this movie. Ralph Ineson is who is going to be playing Galactus. I love him as an actor, so I'm excited to see what he does.
He was in the first.
Oh my god!
He was also in The Witch. He was also in The Creator.
That would be
he's been in a bunch of stuff.
Oh, I saw The Creator. Who is he in The Creator?
Oh, that was so good.
What if John Malkovich is the real Doctor Doom?
That would be the best thing ever. He's General Andrews in The Creator. John Malkovich's character does not have a name. It is just confirmed that he is in the fucking movie.
I wonder if he's the real Doctor Doom.
Dude, that would be so awesome. There was a piece of what is this? There's a flying car on the Comic-Con. There was video that was released from San Diego Comic-Con that the internet kind of broke over. Pedro Pascal has very much talked about publicly with his battle with anxiety, and obviously the camaraderie of the cast. You could tell he was having an anxiety attack on stage. Touched Vanessa Kirby's arm where she turned around, noticed, grabbed his hand. He said for him, physical touch helps kind of ground him and relax him.
And
me too. Touch me, please.
Just such a wonderful moment between people who obviously
I like Pedro Pascal as much as the next guy. I don't want him as Reed Richards.
There's so many other options for him in the MCU.
I think there's a better casting for him in the MCU. Like, I think there is a better role for him. And B, I think there are people who fit the kind of like nerdy scientist look better than Pedro Pascal.
Because he's not a nerdy scientist. Although he probably could pull it off. I feel like
that'd be like casting Danny Trejo as a brain surgeon.
I mean,
I would do that. I would do that. I would cast Danny Trejo.
You get what I'm saying, though. Like,
no, I do.
I have every confidence that he can do it and do it well. But like, wouldn't it be cooler to see him as like?
I could have seen him as Doctor Strange, but now Benedict Cumberbatch is, and I can't see anything else as Doctor Strange.
So I'm thinking like Mr. Sinister.
Oh, that would be so good,
right?
I fuck with that idea. He fits that vibe very well. Very well.
Well, because everybody wanted John Krasinski, but then people saw John Krasinski.
I don't want John Krasinski either.
Everybody started hating on it, but it's like y'all fan casted this for years.
Why? Because he was awesome.
I think their main problem is the writing of the scene where he gets turned into Twizzlers, and like that's not John Krasinski's fault.
See, I thought that scene was fine, and I thought he did fine there. I just don't. I think there are better things for Krasinski to do. Because Krasinski, honestly, I think Krasinski'd make a good Agent Zero.
Okay. No, you know what? I could see it.
Okay. You'll want to know, and this is only half joking because now that I've thought of it, I'm 100% on board for it. You know who should be playing fucking Mr. Fantastic?
Who?
Jamie fucking Kennedy.
No.
No, you know what though? No. Dave, you're onto something because I can see it. I can see it
funny.
I can see it working. No, but you know what? He does actually do pretty well in serious roles. So he does
well in serious roles.
Well,
he's got the right look.
Him in comedic roles.
Well, because he's a comedian.
You realize Mr. Fantastic is the funniest character in that comic book, right?
Oh yeah.
Not to
because
me.
He says unironically funny stuff, or he says ironically funny stuff rather, that he's not meaning to be funny, but it is funny, and to do that live as opposed to on a page requires good comedic timing.
I will say that at my convention, they did have a screen panel, and Jamie Kennedy was hilarious during it because every time he was asked a question, he would just end it with, because in the Scream franchise, he doesn't ever get the girl, he just dies. But every question he would end with, in my reality, I would get the girl at the end of every question. And it was funny. Angel was like, is he playing a character? And I'm like, no, that's just him.
That's just Jamie. Yeah, no, it'd be like if I was doing a panel and I decided to end every question talking about Smooth by Rob Thomas and Carlos Santana.
which if you haven't heard the new hit single, check it out. Honestly, when it comes to the casting, I really like everyone that they cast for the Fantastic Four. Again, I do agree with you that I could see a different role for Pedro Pascal, but he does need to be in the MCU. Without question, he needs to be involved.
What if we?
But everyone
what
else,
about a
I
Keanu?
really like the casting.
What about a Keanu Reed Richards?
I think he has the look, but I haven't seen a Keanu Reeves movie, so I don't know if I know he can act. I don't know if
you haven't.
Yes, we've been over this. I have told y'all.
But he was in like all of them. There are 4 Matrix movies, 3 Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure movies, 2 Speed movies.
No, I've never seen John Wick. Never seen
1 Point Break movie. John Wick.
The closest
I was yelling
thing
at that
I've
guy
seen,
earlier, calling him Point Break.
The closest thing I've seen is he was in Toy Story 4. That's about it.
I've never seen the John Wick movies, but they are on my list.
Well, if this was
Cookie, shut up! You want to come back in? Stop fucking cutting people.
If this was the DC universe, we would already have Keanu Reeves. But
why is that?
He's in John Constantine already.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I was like, isn't he just already Constantine?
The new Constantine movie is Elseworlds, though. It's not part of the DCEU.
Is it not? That's
well, the DCEU
not as far as I know.
Now we're in the DCU.
Unless Snyder decides to direct something else.
Wait.
He did.
It's
called a Rebel Moon.
Honestly,
I don't think Snyder will be allowed to direct something else.
So Rebel Moon wasn't as bad as everyone's saying it. I gave it a fair shake as someone who's not a fan of Zack Snyder. And I didn't hate the movie.
He has now released a rated R version of the PG-13 movie that they're on Netflix.
They are, yeah.
They're like Star Wars, but rated R, I think. I don't know.
It's like Star Wars mixed with like Dune. It's the best I can say. Which I still need to watch the new Dune. We had some news on the new Daredevil show as well.
It's not big news. It's kind of just Charlie Cox at GalaxyCon said that he will start promotion and like giving us bigger details at D23, which should be soon.
Yeah, because it is announced that it'll be out in 2025. I love that we have officially been guaranteed to see the Punisher. So the Punisher will be officially MCU. Not that technically it already is, because it is on, if you go on Disney Plus, the Punisher is on the MCU timeline. So, but in like an official capacity, it will be cool. And it's going to be John Bernthal, who played in the show, who my favorite movie that he was ever in is Fury. That movie is fantastic.
Still mad it's not Thomas Jane.
It's not going to be Thomas Jane. How old is
Charlie Cox did say that Thomas Jane has helped him train for Daredevil Born Again.
Oh, well, of course.
Wait, Thomas Jane helped him train?
Helped Charlie Cox, like, let me find the official statement. Hold on.
Thomas Jane is only 55? No shit.
Yeah, I was going to say, when Daredevil movie, the Punisher.
I don't hear a word you're saying, bro.
Oh, wait, no. It was John Bernthal reveals he trained with Thomas Jane. That makes more sense.
That makes more sense. Yeah. That makes way more fucking sense.
I got him mixed up.
I can hear you now.
Weird. I think I might need to buy a new cable.
You were talking, and then it just went, and then I could see you moving. I'm like, am I the only one having problems here?
Your lips are moving, but I don't hear any words. I've been physically abused in the ear.
apparently Vincent D'Onofrio has been confirmed to return as well.
Oh, well, we knew
no
that.
Shit,
yeah.
They're not going to recast Kingpin. Who
because
the fuck else are they going to cast other than D'Onofrio to be the fucking Kingpin?
Literally nobody else, because D'Onofrio is just Kingpin.
There's no one else that size.
The best casting.
It seems like the only actor that has not been confirmed yet from the big actors, big characters from the original Daredevil show is the one who played Foggy, which I liked. Foggy
Nelson.
Yes, he's the only one of the big characters from the original show that have not been confirmed to return yet.
I tried to get into it. I thought it was bad.
I have not seen it. I've not seen any of the
first 2 seasons.
I watched the first 4 episodes of the first season, and the whole time I'm like, the pacing is bad. And the writing isn't bad. The pacing of the show is terrible.
It doesn't really go up from there because Iron Fist was not very good. Luke Cage was better, but I don't think it was as good as
Iron
Daredevil.
Fist is a cool character.
Yeah, the show was not good. Defenders was all right. It was only like a couple
I didn't watch
episodes.
any of those because they were all written by the same people that wrote Daredevil, and the pacing of Daredevil pissed me off.
And you kind of have to watch them in a specific order. Like you have to watch season 1 of everything, and then watch the Defenders, and then watch season 2 of everything, and then go back and watch season 3 of Daredevil. So you have to fit the Punisher season 1 at some point in there. So I didn't get to everything.
Those didn't happen.
I mean, that's usually what I do.
Because like Jake and I have been doing our watch through of the Marvels, and we have skipped over those shows.
Good.
And then there's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I watched the first 4 episodes.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was a good show.
I liked Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. up until I did
where it takes place, and everything after the Hydra stuff.
See, I made it through the first 4 episodes, and then it wasn't the show's fault. I was trying to throw too many shows in at once because I was trying to watch Bates Motel at the same time, American Horror Story. Supernatural was the only one that I binged through the entire thing.
See, this is why I don't watch shows.
See,
I just don't have time.
I watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as it came out, usually at work.
Because I watched all these shows after they were basically done. So it was like I was watching American Horror Story, Bates Motel, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Supernatural at the same time. And Supernatural was the only one that stuck.
I haven't seen all of Supernatural. I've seen through season 11 or 12, and I'm like, fuck this shit. It's just getting so bad.
Don't go further. There's a couple episodes here and there afterwards that are good, but
apparently Charlie Cox, along with Michael Rooker and Colby Smulders, are supposed to be at a convention in my area in the next couple weeks.
Why is Colby Smulders going? She's dead. Well, her character is.
Me.
Also, the best one out of all of this is just Tom Welling. I was like, fucking Tom Welling.
Who's Tom Welling?
I know that name.
Yeah, because he played fucking Superman in Smallville.
Oh, okay, maybe.
Yeah, he played Superman in Smallville.
He played Clark Kent in Smallville.
At first, I thought you were about to say Tom Selleck, and I was like, "Huh?"
I would meet Tom Selleck just for the mustache.
I would I would meet Tom Welling. I like Smallville. It's you know what? No, I can't meet anybody who is in that show because now I would just want to ask them their opinions on all the shit that happened with the girl who played Chloe.
Oh yeah.
She joined a sex cult and was involved in human trafficking and all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah.
What was her name? Which is a shame because I thought she was the cute one. Like, I'm like, yo, homie, like, I get it. Lana's cute. But, like, Chloe. And then there's one episode where he gets his x-ray vision and is also fucking around with, like, some red kryptonite, which makes him a bad boy. And he's like, hey, did you know how Chloe has dimples on her cheeks to his friend? And his friend's like, no, she doesn't. And he goes, the other cheeks. And I'm like, oh, you dirty boy.
She was released from prison last July. She served 21 months.
That seems like far too few.
Yeah. All the shit that I'm reading here, Brent, no.
Though, to be fair, she was, from what I know of that situation, she was basically as much victim as she was accomplice.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. But I didn't follow it that well. I don't know. It's just kind of an unfortunate situation. What?
She was in Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves.
I've seen all of those movies.
Those movies are great. Shout out to fucking Rick Moranis, bro. Those movies are excellent.
Who is going to be in Spaceballs 2, which they're making now.
I know.
And Mel Brooks was asked, why Spaceballs 2? Why now? And do you know what his answer was, apparently?
Probably the most Mel Brooks thing ever.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Most Mel Brooks thing ever. Yeah. Also, I feel like we wanted to talk about it last week, but obviously we didn't have a show, so we're going to talk about it now. The one that I'm sure everyone's probably waiting for. We have found out who has been cast for Doctor Doom. Yes, it is in fact Robert Downey Jr.
For a Doctor Doom.
So listen to Dave's theory.
Okay. So, first off, we're going into Secret Wars, which means we're going to have a bunch of different characters that there are multiple versions of. We see some of that in the previews for Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, that's kind of the whole premise of that show. That's kind of the whole premise of a lot of the stuff that they've been doing lately. So, RDJ is a Doctor Doom. I don't think he's the Doctor Doom. Also, I would like to point out that nobody really knows, including the, like, so there is a bit where, all right, Nathaniel Richards is Kang's name in the 31st century. Nathaniel Richards is also the name of Reed Richards' father. There is speculation that Kang could also potentially be Reed Richards' father because Kang has been around so long he's forgotten 99% of the shit he's done, right?
Yeah.
Think back to and Kang is actually really important to the Fantastic Four storyline shit. When you get into like a lot of the more esoteric stuff, which is the reason I'm bringing him up, not because I think it had any bearing on what's going on, right?
Right.
Kang also thinks Doom might be his dad.
Okay.
And they don't like each other, but they respect each other, right? Kang's first foray into time travel in the comics was because he stole a time travel device from Doctor Doom. And if that's true, then all of the technology the TVA uses is based on Doom tech. Yeah. And if all of the technology the TVA uses is based on Doom tech, then we're going to have A, lots of variants of Doom, but B, whatever Doom ends up taking over is going to immediately know how all of that works because it's shit he invents in the future, so he'll be able to figure it out.
Correct.
Doom is kind of a genius. Also, Doom sold a woman he told he loves soul to Mephisto for magic power. Because he said, I made a choice, and the whole thing is, I made a choice a long time ago. I chose technology. I would like to pick again. And he sells this woman's soul to get magic power. Because Doom is a sorcerer on par with Doctor Strange.
Correct.
And he's a scientist on par with fucking Tony Stark.
Well, and there is a comic book line, correct me if I'm wrong, where Doom is just Sorcerer Supreme.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's also a comic book line, and I kind of teased it a little bit last week, but on Earth 11029, Reed Richards wasn't the college roommate of Victor Von Doom. Tony Stark was.
Yeah.
And Victor Von Doom switches bodies with Tony Stark. And I think it's that version of Doom that we're going to see. So it looks like Tony Stark because it's Tony Stark's body. Victor Von Doom's in the pilot seat.
Okay.
Similar thing happened in Ultimate Spider-Man where Doc Ock took over Peter Parker's body because Ock was dying.
Yes.
But yeah, so I think we're going to kind of get that. I think they're going to use Kang's connection to Doom and Richards and the Fantastic Four to kind of clean up some of the mess that was left behind by someone no longer being available to be in shows. Or, you know, allowed?
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
Oh, yeah, because Dr. Doom invented a thing called a time platform. It's horizontal, and it goes up over you. But it looks identical to the time door, which is vertical, and you walk through it. Yeah.
Well, seeing as Marvel Studios right now is doing a lot of fan service to comic book fans, your theory makes a lot of sense.
I said that fucking same thing in comic properties because nerd shit earlier this week.
Yeah.
There has been a synopsis that's been put out about what Doomsday is supposed to be about. I don't know if it's true. It's not been confirmed by any sources, but I'm just saying that this is something that I have seen all over the internet, that it's a possible synopsis, is that it's the Avengers are teaming up to prevent Dr. Doom from creating Battleworld. I think.
Which wouldn't make sense because didn't we already kind of get Battleworld? Or no, we got Planet Hulk.
No. Battleworld
takes place after Secret Wars.
Battleworld is Secret Wars.
True. Yes.
So that synopsis, honestly, there isn't enough detail there for it to not sound like a shot in the dark because we know we're getting Battleworld and Secret Wars, especially now that they've announced Doom. I mean, I always knew.
We've been, if you guys could go back and talk about it, or not go back and talk about it, go back and listen to our old shows. We've been kind of talking about Doom as the big bad for a long time.
And it makes
we
sense.
Both said null, and then we were like, oh, they can't do that story. They can't do that story and show it everywhere. There are some countries that probably won't allow that. Why do you think the Necro Sword was just called the Necro Sword?
Right.
Also, shout out Christian Bale for being an amazing fucking gore.
Oh, yeah. And for all of you who didn't like Love and Thunder, that's fine. It's okay to be wrong.
I agree. The movie was great.
I love Love
probably
and
only
Thunder.
2 people on this planet that like that movie.
Well, that's because everyone else is wrong. And I will die on that hill.
Or maybe y'all have a different opinion and people can like different things and not.
Well, but I haven't had anyone tell me why they've disliked the movie and not had it be for some, because, okay, and Bree, most of the people who were complaining about that movie were complaining about stupid shit. Like, well, why'd you have to give her cancer? Because she had cancer in the comics. That's why she became Lady Thor.
Well, Thor's too funny. Have
Like,
you read the Thor comic book?
There were people who were complaining about that movie for very, sexist, dumbass reasons, being like, why is Jane getting the hammer? She blah blah blah. Why are we downsizing Thor? Like, somebody was like, why are we making Thor seem like an idiot just so y'all can prop up Jane? First of all, have y'all seen Thor Ragnarok? Have y'all seen any Thor movie? That man has always been an idiot.
Or the comics. Thor is kind of an idiot.
Even if you look outside the comics, just in the universe, that man has always kind of been an idiot. It's not new.
The people who I've talked to that like Love and Thunder are the same people that are big comic book fans. The people that I've spoken to that aren't fans of Love and Thunder are the same people who don't like anything post Endgame. Those are people who were not comic book fans before Marvel movies started coming out. That is what I've noticed.
Well, I was 7 before comic book the MCU started.
Right.
Okay. That's fair.
Give me just
but why didn't you like Love and Thunder?
The tone of the movie, the pacing of the movie, the fact Christian Bale did a fan-fucking-tastic job as Gore. I will give that movie that. That man acted his ass off. Felt like he was in a different movie. Felt like he was in a completely different movie. Like, it did not feel like he belonged in this goofy, hee-hee-ha-ha kind of movie. Because it's like he's literally going around butchering gods, and then in the next scene, you're listening to fucking goats go, ah!
Oh, the goats are the best.
And also, it's just, it was funny the first 2 times. It got aggravating after that. And this is also just a personal thing. Thor, like, of the original 6, Thor might be my least favorite. Not anything against Thor. I just have never cared for that character. So that is a personal reason. But I just think the movie overall is not very good.
A lot of people that I know that don't like that movie say that Thor is not their favorite, which, that makes sense.
Thor,
and like,
is Thor my least favorite? Yeah, probably.
I don't think
because I loved Thor. Like, I loved Thor Ragnarok. I think that Taika Waititi found the perfect balance of the serious and the goofy stuff. It felt like a perfect balance. Versus Love and Thunder feels like it's flip-flopping every other second, and it's the tone and the pacing just kind of.
And that's by design. Think about the title, Love and Thunder.
And also, correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, but that's very much so how this story through the comics felt.
Kind of. There are a lot of things that wildly diverge from this story in the comics.
Yeah.
So, like...
But Gore's character is... and a lot of people talk about their
Gore
is in. Killed.
Gore is always depicted as dark as that, regardless of every other panel being sunshine and rainbows. It's weird.
Yeah. And he interacts with other people that are very similar. But a lot of people were upset that they killed off Gore. I was like, because they can't tell the Gore story the way they want to.
Right.
Because, like, I don't have an issue with the fact this happened.
Right, yeah.
The comics. Yeah.
Because there was a lot of people who were mad about just because, like I said in the comics property, just because chat, that there are people who are like, they're just trying, now Marvel's just trying to reach a certain audience and push some kind of agenda because they're just turning the original 6 all into women. And I'm like...
Considering that's a thing that actually happened in the comics in like the 70s and 80s?
Yeah, no.
And that's, that are still
but that's the thing. Marvel is trying to appeal to a certain group of people. It's comic book people.
It's the nerds.
And also, y'all are mad, but this may mean very too far political, I'm sorry, but it's for the longest time, the most diverse person that we had in the MCU were Rhodey and Nick Fury. Let us women, queer people, and fucking people of color have our fucking time in the fucking sunlight.
I know. I'm in. And like,
the only issue I did have with Lady Jane was I just felt like that version of Jane had not earned being able to lift the hammer. But that's just because
Thor
Natalie
2.
Portman's only in the 2 movies. Like, I know it happens in the comics. It just
Well,
it doesn't
no.
that proven.
She earns it in Thor 2.
Yes.
Which is my least favorite MCU movie. I've seen it once, and I actually know I've seen it twice. The second time I watched it when it came out, and I watched it again before Infinity War.
I don't
it's
hate
so
it.
Boring. I love Loki in it, but it's so fucking boring.
I'm also one of those people that if it's something I love, I don't give a shit if other people think it's bad. I love it, and I'm going to always love it. Same with a lot of
like
same with like Star Wars and stuff, but like
I like Captain Marvel, but I don't think it's a good movie because it has pacing problems. It has power level issues. It has the fact that you don't even actually get to meet the real Captain Marvel until like the last third of the movie when she snaps out of whatever fucking mind fuck she's in. You know what I like? It feels like that whole movie feels like it does that character a huge disservice.
Well,
what?
People don't like Captain Marvel because I've seen a lot of people bitch like, oh well, you know, when I was younger that Captain Marvel was a guy. I was like, yo, Carol Danvers has been Captain Marvel since like the 60s.
The big reason people don't like Captain Marvel is because there was a fucking interview clip that was released, taken out of context, where the interviewer asked her, what's the difference between working under a male director and a female director? And she was like, yeah, this is like one of my it's one of my first times working with a female director. I love seeing it. And I don't want to have to listen to old men all the time. And all they did was take out the I don't want to have to listen to men all the time, released it, and everybody lost their shit.
Yeah, that's because someone was trying to
when really she was just saying, I like seeing female directors and like more of them become household names. But people took that one sentence and ran with it, and they were giving it negative reviews before the movie even came out.
Right.
And that's stupid. But like even other people who like and I enjoyed, like, it wasn't a terrible movie, but it, you know, other people I've talked to, it had pacing problems. It had character development issues. Like, it could have been a much better movie.
Every movie has its problems. Every Marvel movie, even my favorite, Endgame's my favorite movie of all time. It has its problems. If you are able to tell me, and it doesn't sound like you are just making shit up as you are telling me why you don't like a movie, and you're not attacking people who do like the movie, I will listen to whatever you have to say. But if all you're going to do is start it with, I hated this movie because blah, 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 that's all I'm hearing is blah, 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 blah.
Now, like, for instance, I went with a gal I was dating probably a long fucking time ago to see The Hills Have Eyes when the first remake came out in like the late 2000s, early 2010s, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, in the first 15 minutes of the movie, there's an assault scene, and I'm like, we're leaving.
Yup. Yeah.
Fuck that. We're leaving.
That movie is a lot.
The original,
and we left and we went and saw whatever else was playing, right? But like, it was so much, like, right out the bat without any real setup or any, and I'm like, and I hate that movie because of that. Because you shouldn't have to rely on shock factor to get your audience in a particular kind of mood. It's bad writing, and it's unfucking comfy for a first goddamn date.
Well, that was the thing with like 2000s horror remakes, was take the original and just make it more brutal, make it darker, make it grittier, make it more bloody. Like Nightmare on Elm Street remake is my least favorite horror movie of all time. The remake is because in the original one, he just kills kids. And the remake, they were like, let's make him do other things.
Mm-hmm.
And that ruined the entire movie for me.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
so
the
like,
was terrible.
So like, there is some extent of I hate this fucking movie because of that. I totally get, right? But it usually, like, when it's something that I get, it's usually immediately followed by an ultra specific thing that happens usually near the beginning of the movie.
Right. No, for sure. But again, this is coming off of like we're in a time where negativity on the internet is at such an all-time high, that it's just kind of just ruining the internet.
It really is.
Because everybody is loving Deadpool and Wolverine right now, but I give it 2 months and then everybody's going to be shitting on it because the same thing happened with Endgame. The same thing happened with No Way Home.
I don't think so for a couple of reasons. And their names are Ryan Reynolds.
No, I can see where she's coming from on that. I feel like
because everybody loved Endgame when it came out. About 2 months later, everybody was like, this movie wasn't even good. This movie was terrible. No Way Home was the same thing. It was amazing when it came out. A month later, one person said, I don't get the hype. And then everybody else was like, yeah, me neither. And I get it.
Again,
if on a first watch it can color your opinion in a certain way. And then you watch it a second time, you're like, okay, not as much. Like people were like, oh, in No Way Home, you spend the entire opening act just waiting for Andrew to show up. And then when he does, there's this awkward pause and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like...
I wasn't waiting for anyone to show up, to be fair. Again, this goes back to people don't know how to form their own fucking opinions. So that's really what it is.
And the thing is, people need to check their expectations.
Yeah.
Right? The problem with expectations... and one of the reasons I firmly believe that living as a pessimist is the best way to live, is that I'm kidding, by the way. But no, have realistic expectations. And when you're going to go see a movie that you haven't seen before and don't know the plot of, don't expect anything. Just watch the fucking movie.
Yeah.
And I've heard
because if you go in there, I'm just waiting to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, and if they don't get as much screen time as you thought they would, you're going to hate that fucking movie. That's the wrong way to approach going and seeing a fucking movie.
That's on you for...
Well, no, they were saying, like people were saying on like a second watch. I fucking loved Argyle. It's so dumb and it's so much fun.
Because you didn't see Henry Cavill or Dua Lipa all the time, and I'm like, that movie was great. I enjoyed Argyle.
Well, and honestly, okay, so I will say it is hard for a movie to be better on a second watch than a first. There are very few movies that pull it off well. A good example of a movie that pulls it off well is Fight Club, because you're in on the joke during a second watch, basically, right? And to this day, every time I watch that movie, I notice something that I always feel like I haven't noticed before, even though I probably have.
I did that literally last weekend with Deadpool. Did you notice in the first Deadpool movie when they are in it's pretty much the opening where Wade is, threatening that pizza delivery guy. You ever notice what the pizza box says? Feige's Pizza. I have seen that movie like 20 or 30 times, and I just noticed that for the first time.
Yeah, because those are I haven't seen Fight Club, but I feel like it's those kind of movies where it's you notice new things based off if there's a reveal at the end, or if there's a twist at the end, you notice things that you didn't pay any attention to.
The Sixth Sense for people who didn't spot the fucking twist 5 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, it took me a couple times after I watched that movie, and then I was like, nah, you know what? I can see it. Okay, it makes sense. Because no one interacts with Bruce Willis besides the kid. So
at all, ever. No one even looks in his direction.
Yeah,
which is amazing, by the way, and is very definitely specifically directed. Don't look at this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Dave, because you saying that a few months ago there's a twist in a movie that is the very similar fucking twist at the end that I noticed because you said that. Sixth Sense, I noticed it in a movie that came out this year, and I was like, God fucking damn it! Now I know the twist.
What movie?
You're welcome.
If.
Oh,
you're welcome.
Just like
being more aware is never a bad thing.
Well, just like
I don't like knowing the twist.
The movie Silent Hill. I had so many people that were like, "Oh my God, they're dead at the end." Yeah, they died in the crash in the beginning of the fucking movie.
Yeah. Wait, people, that was meant to be a twist?
Yeah.
Oh.
People didn't realize that. I'm like, My dad, I
guess I understand the Silent Hill
theaters.
franchise well enough going into that movie, though.
Well, so
everyone's always dead. Everyone's always dead.
Yeah, my dad and I saw that in theaters, and the people behind us were like, "Oh my god, I didn't guess that." And I turned back and I was like, "They died in the beginning of the movie. Like, that was a surprise to you?" Great film, by the way.
Well, it's like there's a story about
a man. Not as great, but still decent. But the first one, excellent.
Well, it's like there's a story of a man, who, and this is during the Revolutionary War, he gets captured by British soldiers, and they're getting ready to hang him off the end of a bridge, right?
Yep.
And they throw him over the edge of the bridge, and he feels the jerk. And then all of a sudden, he hears a gunshot and the rope snaps. And he swims down the river, dodging soldiers and moving in and out. And then he realizes if he gets close to the soldiers, they just kind of move away from him, right? Like he seems to have really good luck. He just wants to get home and see his family. And he gets home to see his family, and he hugs his family. And then you hear the crack of bones as his limp body is suspended above the river. His final thoughts were on returning home. And the whole premise of the story is his dying thoughts of returning home to his family.
Right.
Right. But it's one of those things to anybody paying attention, especially anybody who knows anything about the American Revolution. Nobody's shooting a rope.
No.
Do you know how inaccurate those fucking guns were?
Do you know how long it took to reload?
Right.
Jesus.
And also, he never met up with the person who rescued him, never met up with him. Also a little unbelievable. But like it's I wish I remembered the source of that. I feel like it's something I heard in elementary school.
Huh.
But I also read a lot of like Twain and shit in elementary school, so.
Because Dave is smarter than the rest of us.
That's not what I said.
I'm making a joke, Dave.
Oh. Think about it. I will throw you out of here again, motherfucker. Don't try
I would like to point out that Dave didn't disagree. He just said that wasn't what he said.
Yeah, exactly. You cocky son of a bitch. So before we move on to our music segment, Dave has something that he wanted to talk about.
Okay, so there is a new fashion trend, and it's all Bree's fault. Well, her generation at least.
Yeah, because y'all just can't come up with your own trends. You got to steal everybody else's.
I am 23. I am not a teenager. Blame the teenagers.
It's still your generation.
So
no, because
welcome to Loser Core. This is Loser Core. This is just how we used to, and I still dress, basically.
Yeah, this is how we all dressed in like the 2000s.
90s zip hoodie, $40 bib overalls, chunky rings, cargo pants, Dickies cargo pants, layered shirts. I do this when I get cold. Like, this is all fucking... It's just how we dressed in the late 90s and early 2000s.
See,
that was just wearing clothes.
Yeah.
When things start becoming trends and called whatever core, and now it's my childhood, and now I feel old.
Oh my god, I can't imagine what that feels like for you.
Well, you are old.
Bitch!
Fuck you! I am
not even in my...
I'm offended that you called him old, because I'm like almost a decade older than he is.
Well, like I told you,
I am barely in my 30s.
Old, you're vintage.
Also, blame your generation for anyone being a certain age is just old.
Who's
Guess
mine?
what? Y'all
Every generation calls the people
Gen Z.
older than them
No,
old.
I don't
Yeah.
think we really.
Yeah.
I didn't really remember doing that.
Oh, we did for sure. But you're baby millennial. I'm elder millennial.
That's true. I am a baby millennial.
I'm elder Gen Z. I am not baby Gen Z. I do not say whatever the fuck that. Well, I don't know if that's Gen Alpha or younger Gen Z, but I learned today what skibbity toilet means, and I don't want. I don't want to know
that exists.
Skibbity Toilet is just a character from Gary's Mod.
Yeah.
But now it's being used as like your outfit is totally skibbity toilet, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Or wow, your outfit is so Ohio. What does that mean?
They lost me at Bet.
Well, Bet was us.
Bet.
You can blame us for Bet.
No. Bet was us.
No, because I had never heard it before.
In the early 2000s.
I never heard Bet growing up.
But like, at least our stuff.
I would also like to point out. I would also like to point out that a lot of slang words start in the Midwest for some reason.
Yeah, because y'all are fucking so hopped up on corn and shit.
And meth. Corn and meth.
And corn and meth. That's fair. That's fair.
So do I have
Welcome to the Midwest. We got corn, we got meth. We're starting to get weed. You guys got weed before us.
Y'all to blame for skibbity toilet riz.
I don't know where the fuck Riz. Well, okay.
Charismatic,
so
charisma.
The etymology of Riz, I actually don't hate the word Riz.
Because it's just shortened for charisma. What the fuck is skibbity toilet?
It's a web series. It's just a character from Gary's Mod, yeah.
It's machinima.
It is machinima. That's true. Yes.
It's also getting a movie, by the way. They're looking at making a skibbity toilet movie.
Which is unfucking fortunate.
It's weird. The minds behind it say they kind of wanted to have a John Wick feel. And I'm like, what?
Ugh. Yuck.
Yeah, no.
Yuck. I know Bree has to take a phone call as well. I guess she said her mom was calling. Her mom's on vacation. Yeah, no. Shout out Loser Core because that's just my childhood.
That's my high school hood. Junior high and high school.
Yeah.
It's just the grunge look.
Yeah.
It's just the grunge look. The only thing they're missing is like a CD Walkman.
Oh my god. Yes.
Playing some like Give me a second, I'll think of a good one.
Point.
Do what?
Probably Deftones.
No, I'm thinking more. Ooh, Third Eye Blind.
Maybe
or Foo Fighters, or let's just look at this list. I have a playlist here in front of me of 90s shit. Weezer, Stone Temple Pilots, Smashing Pumpkins, fucking Lit. You remember Lit?
Shout out Lit.
Space Hog.
I don't know who they are.
They had like 2 songs that got radio play, but they got a lot of radio play. Sugar Ray, No Doubt. The Laws.
In the meantime?
Nope. Cake. Listening to Cake on a CD Walkman.
Yes.
There we go.
Fucking Cake.
She's going the distance.
Yes.
She's going for speed. She's all alone in my time of need.
Yeah. So while we're waiting on Bree, would you like to go over your honorable mention?
Yes. So my honorable mention this week is Koji Kondo. If you don't know who that is, you don't play Nintendo games. And have never played a Nintendo game. Koji Kondo is like the master composer for Nintendo. 90% of the stuff that you remember from Nintendo games as music, specifically Legend of Zelda and Mario stuff, is either written by Koji Kondo himself or riffing off of stuff that he had written for older games. He wrote every stick of music in Ocarina of Time, for instance, which is one of the most iconic video game soundtracks of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I also think, and I would have to look, but I also think I saw somewhere that somebody's trying to get a world record for Ocarina of Time for its OST, having the most covers outside of their original genre. Be less sorry.
She can't hear us.
But yeah, no, it's fucking he wrote the Mario theme. He wrote hang on. Let's just pull up his discography, basically. Wikipedia says he's a Japanese composer and pianist. Started working in sound programming in 1984 as a senior. I found my way to Nintendo by looking at the school's job placement board. So basically, he left high school and started making music for Nintendo. His first work at Nintendo was audio design for the 1984 version of Punch-Out.
Yep. Which was a fun game, by the way.
Super Mario Brothers was Kondo's first major score. The game's melodies were created with the intention that short segments of music could be endlessly repeated during the same gameplay without causing boredom. The main theme is iconic in popular culture and has been featured in more than 50 concerts, been a best-selling ringtone, and been remixed or sampled by various musicians. No shit. He also did The Mysterious Masamune Castle, The Legend of Zelda, Shin Onigashima, Yumi Kojo, Doki Doki Panic, which was later rebranded as Super Mario Bros. 2 in the US and other not Japanese localizations. He did Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, Pilot Wings, Yoshi's Island, Ocarina of Time, being the last one Kondo worked on alone. So after Ocarina of Time, basically they went, here's more people. And they just gave him a staff. But he is just insane. There's actually a full list of music and sound design credits here. In 1984, Punch-Out, Golf, Devil World. 85, Soccer, Arm Wrestling, Kung Fu, Super Mario Brothers. I'm just going to continue now. Legend of Zelda, The Mysterious Masamune Castle, Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Level, Super Mario Brothers 2 in Japan. Volleyball, Doki Doki Panic, Super Mario Brothers 2 in the US. Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario World, Pilot Wings, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Star Fox, Yoshi's Island, Super Mario 64, Star Fox 64, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Super Mario Sunshine, The Wind Waker, Four Swords Adventures, New Super Mario Bros., Twilight Princess, Super Mario Galaxy, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks, Super Mario Galaxy 2, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, Super Mario 3D World, Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U, Super Mario Maker, Super Mario Odyssey, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Super Mario Maker 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. And then executive and supporting roles in about 100 other titles. The man's been busy.
Yes. Yes, he has.
And he's a fucking genius. I'm just looking to see if there are any crazy ones on here. You okay, Bree?
My cat's driving me crazy.
Yeah,
put it in
dude.
the microwave.
Kittens will do
Don't
that.
turn it on, but microwave is good cage. Don't
And
turn
I
it
can't
on.
trust him. I can't trust him outside my room because he keeps trying to rip the tablecloth off.
You have a kitten, bro. Congrats. Imagine having two at once.
And I'm not allowed to lock him in my mom's room because my mom wants him to be able to roam.
Well, yeah, you can't.
I'm like, well,
shouldn't
you're
lock
not
an animal
here.
in a room. So no pets for Bree anymore.
He does have 3 awards for 2 games, neither of which are Ocarina of Time.
No shit.
He was nominated for Super Mario Galaxy 2, Best Original Music by the British Academy Games Awards, and Super Mario 3D World in 2014, British Academy Games Awards, Best Original Music, Video Game Music Online, Best Soundtrack, Retro / Remixed. Oh, he was nominated for those. He didn't win any of them.
Wow. Yeah,
so this man has never won an award, but I guarantee you his works are more recognizable by more people than most other platinum selling artists.
That's fair.
Because he's a fucking genius. So shout out to my man Koji Kondo. May you have many more years of just making badass fucking music, man. I won't even say soundtracks, because I just listen to the Ocarina of Time music sometimes.
Oh, it's great. It is great. Our songs of the week. Bree, do you want to go first?
My song of the week is Bye 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 by NSYNC. If you know, you know. Yep.
Oh, what a great music video. I feel like I need to go back and watch that music video again. Because it's so... Listen, there was no pop group in the 90s and 2000s that had better music videos than NSYNC.
I disagree.
All of their music videos were fire. Pop groups?
I preferred watching Britney Spears music videos.
That's not a good enough reason, Dave. Just because she was young and hot at one point and dressed really slutty in her music videos.
She was the same age as me, bruh. Actually, I think she's a couple years older than me.
But still.
She's 42.
Yeah.
She is 4 years older than me.
So, Britney Spears came on the scene when Dave was just hitting puberty.
It was a few years after I hit puberty, but okay.
Oh, you know what I fucking meant, Dave.
Oh, no, I'm
Mr.
just...
Goddamn literal.
Well, no, I entered puberty at like 7.
Oh my God.
Which was weird.
My brain just wanted to be like, oh my God, please keep telling us how different you are from us. But I'm not going to be that mean.
Fuck you. You're bald, short, and a ginger.
Yeah, I know. Life has worked against me forever, and it will always work against me. Some of us didn't get lucky.
Oh, I get
Some
lucky.
of us look like
not
a
often
hobbit.
Enough, actually. Some of us do look like a hobbit. And some of us look like a wee little leprechaun.
I will fucking hunt you down. Anyway.
You know where I live. I will hunt you. I'm not going anywhere.
Dave's like, come on over.
Bring your Xbox. We'll LAN party old school.
We'll hang out. Oh my god, I haven't done a LAN so many years. I need to make. Anyway, Dave, what's your song of the week?
My song of the week is Flagpole Sitta by Harvey Danger. Because paranoia, everybody's coming to get me. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics. It's a good song. I like it. It's weird.
Yeah.
I'm not sick, but I'm not well.
It's a good song.
And it's so hot. Because I'm in hell. It's so good. It's weird. It's iconic. It's catchy for no fucking reason. The lyrics are absolutely fucking psychotic. One of the lines says, "Put me in the hospital," and then they had to commit me. You told them all I was crazy. They cut off my legs. Now I'm an amputee. God damn you. That's just a line from the song.
Classic alt rock.
None of it makes sense. But I wanted to bring Harvey Danger, the group, and or the dude. I don't remember if it was a group with a dude's name or the name of a dude. Because it was forever ago. But
no one in the band is even named Harvey.
Okay, I thought so. But yeah, because this song in particular and this group kind of takes the nonsense shit that like Bare Naked Ladies and a lot of other like alt rock type acts were doing at the time, and then went, what if that, but also just actually crazy.
Yeah. No, it's a very, very.
The opening line of the song, if you pay attention, talks about running a corpse up a flagpole to see if anyone salutes it.
Yeah.
Which is why the name of the song is called Flagpole Sitta. And it's like, holy fuck. But it's good.
Shit.
And there were lots of groups who did similar things. Butthole Surfers, especially with Pepper.
Yeah, because everyone forgets that was the name of a fucking band.
Right. Or
who did the Three Little Pigs song? Green
Jelly. I
don't
remember.
Green Jelly.
Yeah. But yeah, so there was lots of that, like, we're going to say a bunch of words that are all loosely connected and go to a really catchy tune, and you're going to be singing these words, and then one day think about the things that you're saying and go, oh, God.
Yeah. My song is the opposite, though. My song is Lonely Boy by the Black Keys. I am a big fan of the Black Keys. I don't know, have we? I believe we've done them as Musician of the Week.
I think so.
I feel if we haven't, we need to. They're an amazing band. That song is fantastic. I went out with my grandmother to lunch today, and I was playing that song in the bar that we were in because it's the Black Keys. I forget which album that one is off of, but it was one of their bigger hits. I didn't realize if you put all of their music together from their entire discography, you have about 16 hours worth of music. Which is fucking crazy that any band has that many songs.
Depeche Mode's kind of the same, but to be fair, they remaster and redo their songs a lot, and I don't think the Black Keys does.
No, well it's all just that's all music. That's all separate songs. I have a playlist with them. Let me see exactly how long their playlist with all their music I have on it is that is right. 7 hours, 14 minutes, 116 songs. Which is still, that's a long fucking time for one band. Yeah. Bree, I'm excited about this one. Who's your music corner?
My music corner this week is a very beautiful woman, Chris agrees, by the name of Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa, Her accolades include 7 Brit Awards and 3 Grammy Awards. Time included her in its list of the top 100 most influential people in the world for 2024. She was originally a model before she signed a recording contract with Warner Bros. In 2014, she rose to prominence with her eponymous debut album, and which peaked at number 3 on the UK album charts and spawned the singles "Be the One," "IDGAF," and the UK #1 single "New Rules." Lipa was honored with the Brit Awards for British Female Solo Artist and British Breakthrough Artist. Her second. Wait, shit. Did I skip something? Nope, I didn't. All right. Her second album, Future Nostalgia, which was released in 2020, became her first UK #1 album and won the Brit Award for British Album of the Year and the Grammy Award for Best Pop Vocal Album. Its lead single, Don't Start Now, scored the longest top 10 stay for a British female artist on the UK single charts and ranked in the top 5 of the Billboard Hot 100 year-end chart of 2020. In 2024, Dua Lipa released her third studio album, Radical Optimism, which debuted atop the UK album charts and was preceded by the UK top 10 singles Houdini, Training Season, and Illusion. She also has a supporting role. I don't know why it's listed as supporting role in the spy film Argyle.
It's more of a cameo. Let's be fair.
It's a cameo.
She's in the first like 5 minutes of the movie, if that.
She was listed as one of the wealthiest people in the UK, and was included in the Sunday Times Rich List for 2024 with an estimated net worth of 90 million euros, I think is what that symbol is, which I thought was interesting. Pounds,
it's
not euros.
Pounds. Yeah.
It's the like weird looking E.
That might be euros. Let me find out. Oh no, that is pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, pounds, which I thought was interesting. That she is one of the wealthiest people in Europe or UK,
yeah, she's
whatever.
Worth about £9 million. That's a good amount of money. Wow, yeah, she used to be a model. Shocker.
She also has a song featured in Barbie, and it's great. It was, I believe, nominated for a Grammy. But the entire Barbie soundtrack, I think, was nominated for Grammys.
Yeah, it was so good. Yeah, no, her whole new album was fantastic. I don't know if you guys haven't heard it. Check it out. We always ask who our celebrity crushes are, and Dua Lipa is definitely right there for me.
Well, you did see one person at a certain award show where you were like, "Oof,
hello." Tinashe? My God.
No, Tyla.
Oh my God, she's also
women.
Wow.
Women be hot.
Yeah, I love just looking around and constantly being reminded that I'm incredibly bisexual.
Same.
It's my entire life is, oh, fuck. Fine. Oh my God. Well, considering Dave had to use the restroom and he's really not in the super no on our musician of the week. This one really kind of plays to you and I, Brie. Our musician of the week is one Mary J. Blige. For those that are not familiar with her, she is pretty much the queen of R&B. Her accolades speak for themselves. Let's go on to her studio albums. She has 14 studio albums. including her most recent one, Good Morning Gorgeous, which came out in 2022. I know it had a bunch of famous people on it, including a song with Usher. She did a song with Neo, DJ Khaled.
Nominated for Grammys. That specific album was nominated for Grammys.
I would say, bro, I feel like she's won some Grammys. She's done
that specific album.
She has done some acting as well, including being in the movie Rock of Ages. I Can Do Bad All by Myself. Shout out to Raji P. Henson, who's going to be in a new movie. Oh my God, I saw the trailer for it because it has Don Cheadle, Terrence Howard. What the fuck is that movie? I just saw the trailer.
1 second. You said Taraji?
Taraji, yeah. What the fuck is that movie called? And it looks real good. Jake, do you remember what that fucking movie was called? Because we saw the trailer.
I'm looking, but it's the last thing I'm seeing was The Color Purple. I'm not seeing anything new. You said Don Cheadle? Let me look at him. Don Cheadle. Let me try a new movie. Unstoppable?
I think so.
Let me look at the cast. I don't know, because I'm not seeing Taraji on here. I'm seeing Jennifer Lopez, Michael Pena, Bobby Cannavale.
I just saw the trailer for it. No, that might be my favorite thing. Yeah, say we're getting close to
Is it the Tyler Perry movie on Netflix?
No. Oh my God, I'm so pissed. I just saw the fucking trailer for it. Anyway. How do we not have a list of her fucking...
Okay, new and upcoming movies for Taraji. Yep, says the most recent thing and is The Color Purple.
I don't know. It'll come to me at some point. So let's see. Back to Mary J. Blige. She received a Legends Award at the World Music Awards in 2006. And the Voice of Music Award in 2007. Billboard ranks Mary J. Blige the most successful female R&B hip-hop artist of the past 25 years.
That's why she's the queen.
Exactly. VH1 listed her as the 80th greatest artist of all time in 2011, the 9th 100 greatest women in music in 2012. 2023 Rolling Stones ranked her 25th greatest singer of all time, and as of 2024, she was selected to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Which I love how the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is just the Music Hall of Fame now.
I was gonna say, because she's not rock and roll.
Yeah, it's really just become the Music Hall of Fame.
Because I was saying everything, I was like, damn, they just letting everybody in. Not a knock against Mary, but a knock against the fact that she's not rock and roll.
It's kind of just the name now, but it's very much so open to all. Out of all of the awards, she was nominated for 236 awards so far in her career, winning 88. She has won 9 Grammys, but has been nominated for 38 Grammys. Which is wild. Very true. I mean, listen, growing up in the 90s and 2000s, Mary J was everywhere. And I grew up listening to a lot of pop, hip hop, R&B. And Mary J. Blige has always been that name that I was like, no, if I could think of one when it comes to R&B and like women who have powerful vocalists, Whitney Houston has always been number one, but a very, very, very close second is Mary J. Blige.
At her peak.
I see, and I never even. Yeah, well, it's because her fucking falsetto can go so high. She has such an intense falsetto.
The only other person that I've heard to successfully do whistle notes other than Mariah is Ariana.
Ariana Grande, yeah. And it's impressive. Anything you'd like to add, Brie?
Just hit after hit after hit after hit between Just Fine, Family Affair, fucking Real Love, just bop after bop after bop. Like, goddamn, breathe, woman, take a break, leave some space for other people.
She just out here, yeah, Mary J, save some pussy for the rest of us.
Because we have our little princesses of R&B right now, because like we have people like SZA, who I think has kind of been certified as like the current like top woman of R&B, but like nothing's gonna top Mary J.
No, Mary J is
that, and she's still wearing them long ass boots. They go all the way up to her fucking hips. She's still
looking good. Goddamn good for 53. That woman.
She still look good. She can still get low. Like, yes, ma'am.
She also played in the first season of The Umbrella Academy, which I remember looking when I was watching that, and I got so excited. I was like, "That's Mary J."
Keep meaning to watch that show, and I just keep
real
forgetting.
good. It's real good. It's not.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you know what else Mary J did? I feel like everyone forgot because of how many people showed up, but she was a part of the Super Bowl halftime show in 2022.
And it was awesome.
It was awesome. So far, my favorite. Hands down, my favorite. There is nothing cooler than watching Snoop crip walk. Dave, you're muted. There's nothing cooler than watching Snoop crip walk on fucking live television in front of millions of people when they told him not to do it, and he fucking did it anyway. You know why? Because it's Snoop, and you ain't telling that motherfucker what to do.
You tell him not to do it, he's gonna make sure that he does it.
Oh, and it was baller as a motherfucker too. Nobody has more fun in the world than Snoop. I fully believe
that's because
look every time. Okay, I have to. Every time somebody talks about 90s R&B, there is one song that always comes into my head, and it's not a Mary J song. I think it's TLC.
No Scrubs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's TLC. It's a great song.
Yeah.
We should do TLC at some point because they're one of the best-selling all-girl groups of all time.
Yeah. I'd say we should do No Doubt, but we already did Gwen Stefani.
No, we did No Doubt.
Okay, then the other way.
Yeah. Well, Weezer did a cover of No Scrubs, and it was actually pretty good.
Wait, Weezer did a cover of No Scrubs, and I haven't heard it?
Teal album. They have a whole album of fucking covers. They did Mr. Blue Sky. They did a bunch of shit. They did 2 different songs by fucking Toto. They did Africa and Rosanna.
I'm gonna get this wrong because there's 2 names in my head, and one of them motherfuckers sang this song. Is it Weezer that's Teenage Dirtbag?
No, that's Wheatus.
I knew it! I knew I was gonna get it wrong!
And that was like their only hit. No one knows who Wheatus is other than people who hardcore listened to Wheatus. Like, that's really kind of it. Because I never even...
Or people who really like Teenage Dirtbag.
Yeah, which it's a great song, but...
Because Wheatus was kind of a one-hit wonder, and their one hit was...
Teenage Dirtbag.
Teenage Dirtbag.
And I will say, because I am 23, the first time I heard the song Teenage Dirtbag was a cover by One Direction.
Oh, that's right. They did cover that. And it was actually pretty good. It was
Look,
pretty good.
I heard someone rearrange all of the lyrics to Teenage Dirtbag to go along with the sound of Eye of the Tiger. And it was so weird hearing someone go, "It's a teenage dirtbag." If I can find it, I'll share it in the music chat because it was so wild.
Let me give you the track listing here from Weezer,
Teal?
the Teal album. Africa, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, Take on Me,
Wait. Okay, so Sweet Dreams, was that
the Eurythmics?
Were they covering the Eurythmics version, or were they covering
the Eurythmics version? Not the Marilyn Manson version is also amazing, but
Depeche Mode also did that song.
Yeah, Paranoid, Mr. Blue Sky, No Scrubs, Billie Jean, Stand By Me. They also put out a cover of Rosanna that was not on this album.
Why are all of those songs just songs that were on the video from Zach last night?
Because they're all iconic songs.
It was
Their
like
cover of
100
Africa by Toto is amazing too.
Look, so you said Billie Jean, and I'm like, yo, we should assemble an album of Michael Jackson songs done not by Michael Jackson.
We could do that.
Because I'm sure their Billie Jean is amazing. Yes, that's.
I knew that was where you were thinking.
I brought that up last night on Zach's stream. Because Smooth Criminal came up, and I'm like, Alien Ant Farm's version is superior. And Zach's like, there's a group that did like a almost metal version of this song. And then he started playing it. He's like, yep, this is the one. This is the superior version.
Fun fact about Alien Ant Farm, they are a 3-piece.
Yeah.
I saw them live. They're a 3-piece. And they're fire. So good.
We could also do that for Queen, because I can already think of a cover of Under Pressure and a cover of Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's true. I can think of those too.
Because Shawn Mendes did a cover and it's awful.
Oh no, I want to do good
did
covers.
A cover of the band Halocene did a cover of actually it was very much so a YouTube music like cover. It's a bunch of like YouTubers that I follow that did a cover of Bohemian Rhapsody and was fucking amazing.
Pentatonics also did a cover, and Panic at the Disco.
Pentatonics cover of Bohemian Rhapsody is fucking fire.
I got drunk and played fucking Pokemon Go with one of the members of Pentatonics, which was dope as shit.
Which one?
Scott?
Can you reveal?
Yeah, I have a picture with them. Do you want me to send it to you?
I was gonna be like, can you reveal that information?
Yeah. I'll send you that picture. Literally, we had just gotten out of a lacrosse game, and he was chilling because they were performing the night before, or the night after.
Chris,
I'm trying to remember, because I know they were in my area. They've been in my area a couple of times, and I feel like, I can't remember his name. The guy who looks like Robin Hood in the music video of the song they did with Lindsey Sterling. The real deep voiced dude.
Oh shit, what was his name? Because the only ones I can remember the names of are Mitch and Scott.
Right. Who are the tenor and the baritone? Well, isn't Mitch an alto? Avi, yes. Thank you. Okay, so it was either him or a dude who looked just like him that I met. Cause like, they're all just dudes, right? And if you're busy and I was at work, right? You can just say, fuck you, Chris. You don't have to just mouth it.
Fuck you, Chris. First you get to meet Rob Zombie, and now I'm learning that you
Dude,
get to meet
I didn't just meet Rob Zombie. I hung out with Rob Zombie and his wife for like 2 hours.
That was me and the guys from Kill Switch. We all hung out outside the venue because there was something going on, and so everybody had to go outside for a minute. I think somebody pulled the fire alarm. I'm trying to remember. It was a long ass time ago.
Here,
why do I get to hang out with cool people? Why do I get to hang out?
I also met David Allen Coe at work, who he was a chill. He's weird. He's a weird country guy.
Weird, a little weird,
but he's chill. Like he was a chill dude. He gave me almost $1,000 over the course of a 4-day weekend.
Why do I get to hang out with y'all? I want to hang out with cool people.
I met Bruce Campbell on accident. I was at work, same place I met David Allen Coe. I was at work. He was in town for a little bit. Stopped by our establishment. He had like a flight the next day, or like a long layover or something. I'm not sure. But he visited our establishment. I saw him sitting out on the bench waiting for a taxi. I walked up to him. I'm like, I'm sorry. Are you Bruce Campbell? I'm going to get in a lot of trouble for this, so please don't tell anybody. But are you Bruce Campbell? And he just looks at me. And he kind of does like that shit-eating grin he does. And I'm like, okay, it's definitely Bruce Campbell. And then he just pulls his hand in his sleeve.
The only people that come into my job are homeless people. Why? I want celebrities.
Because you live in the fucking South.
Why don't
you?
Y'all like the South donuts?
If you want to meet celebrities, work at any casino.
Yeah, I also have a picture with me, the lead singer of Skillet, on my phone. I have a picture with
me. Oh,
yeah,
I've met those guys a couple of times.
And shit. John Cooper is so tall.
Yeah, he's like, what, 6'5"?
Nice. Yeah, 6'6", something like that. Well, I met him. I waited in line because it was a thing called Rockstar Energy Uproar Fest. It was a big festival. Mm-hmm. They opened for, there was a bunch of bands there. They opened for fucking Godsmack was the headliner. So we walk up to him, meeting him, and he goes, "Thanks for coming out." And I'm like, "I'm gonna be real, bro. I like Godsmack, but I mainly came to see you guys. And if you've never seen Skillet, you need to, because they are amazing. Oh, yeah. Live.
They put on an amazing show.
When
they're not on stage performing, while everyone else is performing at whatever fucking show they're just chilling in the crowd with people.
And they're there. They are there for the music. They all love the music. They outplayed Godsmack, and I love Godsmack. I've seen Godsmack 3 times, twice. Each time I've seen them, they have gotten outplayed by the person who opened for them. The other time was fucking Shinedown, and I've seen Shinedown before, and they're not supposed to open for anybody. Same with Hailstorm. I saw Hailstorm when they opened. I've seen Hailstorm a couple times, but the most recent I saw them last as I'm wearing a Hailstorm t-shirt from when I saw them a few years ago. But they opened for Volbeat. They outplayed Volbeat.
Oh yeah,
by a long shot.
Volbeat is the opener on that ticket. Volbeat's great. But still counting, probably my favorite Volbeat tune.
Yeah, mine's probably Warrior's Call.
Fair.
But they played a 2-hour set. Volbeat does not have 2 hours of music I want to listen to live.
Right. You know who else I would like to see live, but they've never been in my area, and I don't think they're together anymore?
Who?
The Bravery.
I don't know.
An Honest Mistake and Stop, Drop, and Roll are the 2 that people really know.
I've never heard.
Okay, you know the show Rescue Me?
Oh yes, that
Stop, Drop, and Roll.
Yes,
that's the Bravery.
Yeah. Which makes sense because they are from New York. All right, yeah, that's they're from the Northeast. You know who I was pissed I didn't get to see last weekend, and you'll probably be like, damn. I had an opportunity of free tickets to go see Mastodon and Lamb of God.
Ugh.
And I turned it down to watch SummerSlam. And if Jake is still in the chat, I think he can agree that was a better option.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I would watch wrestling over going and seeing Mastodon and Lamb of God.
Lamb of God, sure. I never really liked Mastodon. Lamb of God has a few songs that I really, really enjoyed.
I think they're both really overrated in the metal scene by people who want to be edgy and different. And that just kind of killed them for me.
Hardcore bands, pretty much. Oh my god. Well, I think now that we have gone a good 3.5 hours, it is time to end. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're sorry we missed last week. But obviously, we can't help that if our producer doesn't have any fucking power. There's nothing we can do there. If you haven't, check out our socials. We are starting to be a little more active on there. If you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, make sure you're following and leave us a review. That really helps us. The last episode of the Bard Files, the thrilling conclusion to what was a very, very great story, will be up on Saturday. It was so much fun. I had to make one more when I was editing it, so that is already edited, uploaded, and ready to go. It'll be on Saturday. If you guys aren't checking it out, definitely go watch it. It's a great time.
And if you have ideas for stories for me to do to torment and torture these people, let me know.
And I can tell you for sure, this is not the last time that you will see Ivan and Val team up together.
Oh God, can it please be the last time we see Val?
Listen, Ivan wanted to kill Val throughout the entire fucking thing.
Yeah, no, that's why it's great. You know who else wanted to kill Val? Victor.
Victor was over his shit. Why are you fucking raising your hand? Just speak.
What,
Can I do the outro?
Well,
whenever y'all are ready for it.
You only exclusively do the outro now. That is your job.
Okay. Yay.
We are getting ever closer to season 3 of Pucked Up coming back, as well as a bunch of other fun stuff. Dave, why are you flipping off the camera, bro?
Because I think this should be an emote.
I just noticed how weirdly long my middle finger is, and I don't like it.
I think it was better the first time I did it, and I don't know what I did different.
My pinkies are already weird. I don't need a ridiculously long middle finger.
Mine move weird. Mine don't move normally. They just kind of
mine just naturally.
You made me start paying attention to my hands, and now my hands don't feel like I know how to hold them. I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know.
We need to end stream. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Bree, hit that tagline.
Keep it until we see y'all again. Keep it simple. Stay weird, like the Lilo.
Oh my God.